Hey, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing good. How are you?
Great. How old are you?
I'm 19.
All right.
So, I mean, to be honest with you, eating animals is not bad at all. There's a lot of jobs that humans do that consist of a lot of protein intake. And to do that, you are going to need, meat. So that's just one example why eating animals is kind of necessary for lots of jobs.
Yeah. So that's wrong. You can get plenty of protein from things like tofu, tempeh, senta,
Not as much as meat.
seitan.
And we can both agree.
Not. You can get more than meat. Actually, I think tofu has some more protein per calorie than even beef, even chicken. So yes, you can get plenty of protein from plants. So that's a non-argument.
Yeah, and you said something with the other guy was just on about how why don't we humans because of I don't know. You said something about humans. First of all, that's illegal, and second of all, that's cannibalism.
Okay, I understand that, but you're not addressing what I told you. You agreed that you can get plenty of protein as a vegan.
I don't think you can get as much as normal meat.
Okay, so then what do you think about the fact that tofu has like 20 grams of protein per cup or per 2 cups, just like per calorie as a steak?
Yeah, a New
How do you
York
feel about
strip you
that?
can get over 40 grams. So I don't see.
No, one serving of beef does not contain 40 grams of protein. But the point is that if you really wanted to, you can just eat more tofu, more tempeh, seitan, peanut butter. All these are protein dense foods, and all together they give you enough protein as a vegan.
Yeah, they don't. I'm sorry, bro. They don't. Like, you can
Well,
search it up.
I did search it up. Right, tofu grams per calorie.
Compare that to like a ribeye.
I did, yeah. So tofu contains about 11 grams of protein per 100 calories. Beef ribeye only contains about 9. So tofu
No,
has more.
that's insane. That's
Oh,
insane.
it's true.
It's not.
Okay,
I
well then
mean, what ribeye are we
demonstrate that
talking
it's
about?
wrong. Demonstrate that it's wrong. Then go ahead.
Okay. It says here 69 grams of protein for a normal ribeye. So
That no,
nine
that's
grams is like,
no.
wow.
You didn't hear what I said, Luca. I said 11 grams per 100 calories. Did you hear what I said?
No.
There's not 100 calories in a ribeye. There's way more than that. So I'm asking you to do one per calorie. What has more protein?
Well, I don't
Beef
care
or
about that,
tofu?
honestly. I feel like
Well, you should because this is your entire argument,
I'm
right?
comparing the average, whatever, tofu comparing to the average ribeye. That's what I'm saying. What are you? I'm not comparing like a cup full of ribeye, whatever measurement you're talking about. I'm saying, what are you going to eat most likely comparing to what you're going to eat most likely with tofu and ribeye? Okay. And it's obviously,
I don't
and you
think
said, no, 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 no. And you said that meat.
you're not making any sense, Luca, right? The point is that there are vegan bodybuilders, Nima Delgado, Torres Washington, very strong people who are muscular who have never eaten meat in their lives. You don't have to eat meat to be healthy or strong. You can be very healthy and strong as a vegan. Like I said, there's plenty of protein per calorie versus meat in things like tofu. See, 100 calories of tofu has 11 grams of protein. By comparison, 100 calories of beef contains 9 grams of protein. So there's more protein per calorie in tofu than even beef or cheese. So you're wrong. So please address that before you move on because you're not able to address it.
All right, whatever. So, what do you have to say about that human thing that you said? Because to be honest with you, that's just completely wrong. You can say whatever you want about tofu.
Point about people is that there's no morally relevant distinction between us and the
Yes, there
animals.
is.
Okay, what is it?
conscious. We have a way more developed conscience than the average chicken or cow.
Okay.
Yeah, so you gave an example of like, a human that is pretty much brain dead. He still has a conscience, and there's still people like that in this world that we do not consume. Okay,
I agree. I agree.
You're right.
But every
So
animal,
when it
every animal
comes
has
to
consciousness. Hold on, Luca. Every animal has consciousness that's alive. Chickens, cows, pigs
Yeah.
all have consciousness to some degree.
Yep, you're right. And
Okay.
humans
So
are way
again,
more
what's the
developed.
difference?
Because we are way more developed. Our IQ is like triple and quadruple the amount of a chicken.
Okay,
And
okay, Luca. So you're saying IQ means we get to kill the chickens. Now, what if we found a person who had less IQ than a cow or a chicken? Would you think it's okay to take that person and slaughter them for a burger?
no, because it's illegal and it's cannibalism.
What if it wasn't illegal? What if it was legal?
Because it would still be weird because it's still a human. We are human.
I'm not asking would it be weird. I'm asking
Would a
you,
chicken eat a chicken?
Luca, I'm asking you, would it be wrong in your view to slaughter a person
Yes, it would be wrong to slaughter a person.
no matter their IQ?
Yes, it would be
Okay.
It would be wrong to slaughter
Okay.
any type of person.
Great. So no matter their IQ level, you would never harm a person. So why does the IQ level of an animal matter?
Because they're not a person. You're not understanding.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to do with IQ. It has nothing to do with IQ. It has to do with them
It's
being-
about the
human.
food chain. We're on top of the food chain.
Oh, you're skipping along. Hold on. You said they're not a person.
Yes.
And what do you mean by person? You mean they're a human species?
Yes. They're not a human. They're not part of the human species.
Okay. So as long as no matter no matter who it is, if they're not a person, you get to slaughter them and take them and turn them into a burger, correct?
Yes.
So dogs, you're okay with slaughtering dogs for burgers?
Personally, I'm not okay with slaughtering dogs, but there's people
but
in
they're different
other
species.
countries that
But they're
do that.
different
Which,
species,
hey,
Luca.
if they allow that in other countries, that's fine by me. But personally, me and most of the people on this planet don't do that. But there are people who do
Luca,
that.
I'm not talking about other people. I'm talking about you. You just
Well,
said as long as
hey,
it's
me, I
non-human.
live in the United States. That's
Luca, you're not listening. You just said as long as it's non-human, it's okay to turn them to a burger. Then I raised up the dogs example. Dogs are not humans, right? But all of a sudden you still think it's wrong to kill a dog. Why? You're being contradictory.
like I said, I live in the United States. Okay, so for me and for everyone else who would try to do that to a dog would be arrested. Okay,
We're not
And
talking about
it is-
legality. We're talking about morality, right?
Like I said, other countries do this all the time. They do
Luca,
this to guinea pigs. They do this to cats.
I
They do
understand
this
that,
to
Luca. I
dogs.
understand that. Let's get back on track here. What's the difference between a dog and the person, a dog and the pig, right? You think it's wrong to kill a dog, but okay to kill a pig. What's the difference between those two animals?
Because dogs are mainly not used for things like, giving meat to the population. They're not. They're pets, okay? That's what I use dogs for.
Well, so
Okay?
can pigs be pets? So can cows be pets?
Anything could be a pet. I mean, but
Right, exactly,
the majority of cows are used for what?
Yeah, majority of cows are used for slaughtering. But
Exactly.
let's say in America we all slaughter dogs. Would you think it's then okay to slaughter dogs?
Hey,
Because
I
that's how-
mean, what?
That's how the country does it.
If the U.S. I don't know, in another universe, if the U.S. used dogs instead of like pigs, for example, to get a source of protein, I don't know. I mean, I guess so.
Okay, so as long as the country's doing it, you're all good with it, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so if the country had people farms where we bred people into existence and killed them and slaughtered people for their meat, you'd be okay with that, right? Because the American culture does it, right?
And like I said, this is like such a hypothetical.
But
This could
answer the
never
question,
happen.
Luca. Answer the question, please.
It's like dogs have double the IQ of a cow and a pig.
Luca.
So it's
If we
like,
had
it
people
doesn't even
farms
make
and we
sense.
slaughtered people for their meat, would you think it's okay? Because the culture does it.
Well, no, because there are cultures that do
Okay,
that.
okay, Luca. So then it's not the culture
There,
that matters here. It's
there
not the
are
fact
cultures that do
Americans.
that.
Luca. You have to listen. You got to put your hearing ears on. The point is that you gave me every trait in the book, right? And I went step by step and showed you. It's not intelligence that matters to you because you would never kill a person just because they're dumb. It wasn't the fact that there are different species because you still wouldn't kill a dog, even though they're different species. You're being contradictory. So what is the difference? You have failed to show the difference. You said culture. Oh, the American culture thinks it's okay to kill cows, so that's okay to me too. Okay, well, what if the American culture killed people for food? And you said, no, that'd be wrong. You're
That
being
would be wrong.
contradictory in every way. You have failed to give a proper justification.
That would be wrong. If we were all cows and my country killed cows to eat, that would be wrong. It doesn't matter, okay? Killing the same species doesn't make any sense, okay? When I
Luca,
said
that's not what I'm
that,
asking.
no,
you.
no,
You're-
no, no,
you're
no.
not-
Okay,
you're not
let me talk.
grasping this. You're not grasping this. You are not giving the difference. Your justification is inconsistent. You're not giving a consistent ethical framework that would justify slaughtering these animals, right? That's the problem here. The problem is you can't justify eating pigs or cows because in every instance of a pig or a cow, I can show you an equivalent person or other animal with the same traits, the same fundamental traits that you think grant you the right to kill the animal. Do you see?
You're giving inconsistent questions here. Like, there's different opinions around the world when it comes to killing dogs and
Luca.
guinea pigs.
Luca.
There's like, but do you see what you're
Luca.
doing here?
You're not. No, I do see what I'm doing here. I'm winning because you're
No,
failing
you're
to
not,
justify
because
eating
it
animals.
doesn't make sense.
So then give the justification for eating animals.
You're asking someone who lives in the United States, which obviously would not kill a dog. That doesn't. I mean,
Why?
anyone
Why
in
is
here
it
would
so
say
wrong?
they wouldn't
Why
kill
is
a
it
dog.
wrong to kill dogs, but you think it's perfectly okay to kill a pig? What's the difference?
Yes, I do, because pigs are used for meat consumption.
Okay, what
They're
if we use
used
people?
for that.
What if we use
Dogs
people
are
for
not
meat?
used for that in the United
Luca. What if we had a dog factory where we have millions of dogs stuffed in factories like we do to the cows and pigs,
But
and we
that's
gas
not
them to death?
real.
Shh, just listen. What if we had a dog factory in America where we stuffed all these dogs in cages so they can't move, where we inject them with all these hormones to make them big and fat, their legs break under their own weight? What if we did those same practices to the dogs as we do today with pigs and chickens? Would you be okay with that, Luca? Because it's just what America
hypothetical.
does.
It's like saying, oh, would you do the same thing if there was a human factory? I mean, why would I say yes to this?
Exactly.
It's such a
So
hypothetical.
you're being contradictory. Do you see the contradiction?
No, I don't. You're being a
contradiction
hypothetical
is-
questions. That's all you're giving me.
The contradiction is you would kill, and you wouldn't kill people or animal or beings because the culture says it's good.
Oh my
That's a
God.
contradiction.
No, you know the reason why we do those things to cows and pigs instead of dogs, instead
Yes,
of all
but
those.
so what justifies doing it to pigs but not dogs?
But do you understand why though?
I
Because
do know
those
why, sir. I
animals
do know
carry
why.
way
Can
more
you give the
protein.
justification though?
Those animals
More
are lower on the animal chain, and they also carry a bunch of more protein, and they're not carnivores.
So you think okay, Lucas. So you think if something has more protein, therefore we get to kill and eat them, correct?
It's not just because of that. If you were listening to me, they're lower on the food chain. Okay, they're not
all right,
carnivores.
shh. Hold on. Lower on the food chain.
Yes,
What makes them lower on the food chain?
they're not carnivores
How does it make them lower on the food chain?
because do you know what the food chain is? So
Tell me, educate us on what the food chain is.
We're on the top of the food chain because
Why?
we
Why
eat
are we at the
meat.
top? Why are we?
eat
Why are we at,
everything.
Luca? Why are we at the top if we're not carnivores? Can you answer that?
We're not carnivores,
Nope.
so we don't eat meat.
We do, but we also eat plants, so we're omnivores.
You're right. Okay, so we're omnivores.
why are
That's
we
exactly
at the top?
why we're on the top of the food chain.
Yeah. So why are we at the top of the food chain?
Because we eat everything of our technology, of our IQ, of everything.
So do pigs.
So
So do pigs. Pigs eat everything.
no, they don't. Do they? Do
Yes,
they
they
eat?
do.
No, they don't. What, a
Yeah.
hog? A hog in like South Africa?
Pigs are
Do
omnivores.
we?
Pigs eat meat. Pigs eat plants. And
Okay, so
everything.
so the hogs you're talking about, do we farm them or no?
People do farm them, but we shouldn't. I'm
No,
not.
they
That's why I'm
don't.
showing you
No,
why
they
the
don't.
food chain stuff is
No, they
nonsense.
don't.
It doesn't matter if they do or not. The point is
Oh, it doesn't.
that
Okay.
just because you think we're more higher in the food chain, which by the way doesn't exist, there is no fucking food chain. That's nonsense.
Are you? Oh my God.
Then what you have failed to show what the food chain means in any significant way.
You just say that there's no food chain?
What is it? What's the food chain?
Oh my God. Okay, so it's like a pyramid. Think of it as a
A
pyramid.
pyramid of what?
Oh, come on, man. Let's be for real. You know what a food chain is.
What is it?
It's a hierarchy of species. Okay, let me define it to you in my own terms. It's a hierarchy of species, okay, from top to bottom, okay?
Based on what?
Based
Arbitrary
on
truth. Or
based
it's
on
based on
IQ, based on what they eat, based on
Okay, Lucas. So what makes us the top of the food chain?
based on if they're
Luca,
mammal,
Luca,
based on if they're
Luca.
insects, based on all.
I understand there is such a thing called a food chain. The problem is it's largely based on arbitrary features and traits. What they eat, what they don't eat. That's all. It's all made up by people. The point is it's arbitrary, right? It's not that it doesn't exist, but it's arbitrary. I could put pigs at a higher place as you in the food chain because they eat more things than you. I can arbitrarily design such a food chain to make anybody at the top. That's why this is not a good justification for slaughtering others and raping others like you do to the animals.
We're on the
Also-
top because
also-
no one eats us.
Also, we don't have to eat meat to be part of the food chain.
You're right. There's different
Okay.
types of food chains, but those
okay, so then go ahead and justify
those
slaughtering
that
animals.
do not, okay, are automatically towards the bottom because they are getting eaten by the people who do eat meat. Does that make sense?
Okay, so you're saying if there's a person who has an eating disorder which renders them unable to consume meat,
What's with these
There-
hypotheticals?
it's called logic. Get used to
It's
it.
like, give me facts.
So Luca, logic is facts. Now, the point is this. Imagine a person who doesn't have any kind of ability to eat meat at all. Would you say that that person's the bottom of the food chain?
Say that again. I wasn't paying attention.
If you don't pay attention, you're just going to go bye-bye. Imagine if there's a person who doesn't eat meat at all. Are they at the bottom of the food chain, Luca?
No, because no one eats them. Because they're human.
Oh, okay. So if somebody did eat that person, they'd be part of the food chain. All you have to do is farm a person, and they'd be bottom of the food chain.
If there was a species that were hunting humans all the time, yeah, I guess so.
Really? So you think we can farm people, and because of that,
I didn't
because
say
of
that
us
at all.
farming them,
I
they're-
didn't say
they're
that
being
at
the
all.
bottom of the food chain. It's
I'm
perfectly
biting your hypothetical question.
Luca, shh. You have to listen. Relax. You just said that we eat the animals. That's why they're the bottom. Well, what if we farm people and we eat the vegetarians? We eat the vegetarian people. Would it be
That
okay?
won't happen.
Would that be okay to you because they're eaten? Would that make it
No,
more okay to
it would
consume
not be
people?
okay to anyone because
Okay,
they
so
are
then
the
your
same
entire-
species.
Then your entire argument collapses. Because
How? You're okay.
because
So
it-
you're saying that
You have to listen. The reason why is because you would never harm a person even though they were at the bottom of the food chain, as your example of the food chain proposed. You see?
humans would never be on the bottom of the food chain, though.
Why not? If we farm them, why not?
Because, dude, come on. Why would we farm our own species? That's like
Why
such
not? Why not? They're just protein.
because oh my god, that's like so stupid. Like you
It's
think
not
you're
just
smart
stupid.
by saying that?
It's wrong. It's unjustified, and that's why killing people is just as wrong as killing an animal.
So killing a
It's wrong for
chicken
the same
is
amount.
as justified as killing a human. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying they're equally wrong. And I'm saying that the degree of wrongness are the same. They're equally
Oh,
bad.
okay. So you're saying that it's better to kill a chicken than a human. Is that what you're saying?
If you have to, of course.
Oh, okay. So
But that doesn't-
if
but
it
that
was
doesn't give
on,
you- but that doesn't
if
give
my
you that-
life was on the line,
Yes, I would save you over a chicken, but that doesn't give you the right to slaughter and abuse chickens for no reason. Do you see? I would save my grandma over you, but that doesn't mean that you should be slaughtered, right?
okay. So you're saying that you would save a normal chicken, or no, you would slaughter a normal chicken than an abused chicken. That's what you said. You didn't say normal chicken. You just said.
No, I'm saying that I, of course, think humans are more valuable than the other animals in many regards. But that doesn't give us the right to slaughter the other animals because they're sufficiently valuable. They're conscious, they're sentient. That's why we shouldn't harm them.
You're contradicting yourself right now. I don't see how you're saying your argument at all.
Yeah, so where's the contradiction?
You're saying that we have a better conscience. We are more aware of what's going on, even if we're brain dead. Okay. And
No,
later on,
I never said
before-
that. That's the straw man. I never said that.
You literally just said that.
No, I never said that every human is equally as valuable as a pig or a cow, or ever always more valuable in every way.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying about the food chain. You're saying that doesn't exist.
The problem
it
is
does.
that every time, Luca, look, I can grant you that you think humans are more valuable. The problem is that you're failing to show the qualifier, right? What's the trait that justifies harming the animals when you don't have to? Which is what you're doing. Every time you consume meat, you're harming animals for no reason. You have yet to show that reason that justifies slaughtering them for just because you think they taste good, right? That's the problem.
It's also for nutrients as well.
But we can get nutrients from plants.
Yeah, but the abundance. I'll go back to this as well. The
Plenty of
abundance
nutrients
is
in
not the
plants.
same.
There are plenty of nutrients in plants.
I understand that, and I completely.
Okay, so
I
what justifies slaughtering dogs and
I
chickens?
completely agree with you about the plants being nutritious. Okay, but the abundance is way below an average New York strip. It doesn't make any sense
That's
about.
nonsense. Fruits, vegetables all have way more micronutrients than even beef or steak.
No.
Beef has just fat and protein.
The amount of vitamins
you're
that
missing
steak has.
Okay,
like-
well, you can still get plenty of vitamins as a vegan with fruits, vegetables.
You
There's
know
all
what?
kinds
You
of
know
things
what?
like
You're
tofu,
right. You're right.
There's all kinds of fortified vegan foods with all the nutrients you need. The point is, you don't have to eat pig ass to get your to get your nutrients. You can get all your nutrients from eating plants and fortified foods. So, what justifies slaughtering pigs and dogs?
You could, but is it superior? No, it's not.
What do you mean?
It's not superior.
What do you mean by superior?
Is it superior, like gaining of all those things that you mentioned? Is it superior? Is
What way?
that tofu
What do you mean
superior
superior?
than
What do
a
you mean
good meal?
superior?
Is tofu superior than a pork chop? No,
In
it's
what
not.
way? In what way is it? Would you say superior means?
What you're getting out of it? What you're getting
Yeah,
out
you're
of
getting
it?
you're getting way
tastes,
more.
everything.
You're getting way more nutrients from tofu than you are getting from steak. Way more nutrients.
Stop it, man! Come on, dude. This is
Do you
a
know what
joke.
do you know what firm tofu is, or do you know what seitan is, or tempeh, or fruits and vegetables? You're getting way more nutrients per calorie than any freaking meat.
This is a joke, man. Come on. Seriously?
Well, you can say that, but you can't. You're not demonstrating it. You're just saying things.
I'm saying obvious things, okay?
No,
You
it's
can
not
go
obvious
into depth
because
about the grams of every.
it might be obvious to you, but to the plant-based to nutritionists around the world, right? There's a study about this. The position of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics states that vegan diets are suitable for all stages of life. This is the consensus amongst nutritionists around the world. It's not just me talking. So again, you can be very healthy as a vegan.
I'm not saying it's not suitable. You're not listening to what I'm
Okay,
saying.
great. So then, if you agree that we can be healthy as vegans, what justifies slaughtering pigs and dogs?
Because it's not as superior. You just mentioned that there's studies that are
as
saying
superior? What do you
Let me
mean
let
as
me let me say
more-
my point. Let me say
No, we already went over this.
because you're
Luca,
saying
we already went over this. You agreed that you can be very healthy as a vegan. Now, you're going to say, oh, it's more superior to eat meat because we get more nutrients, which is false. It's false that we get more nutrients from meat. But let's just say you're right, right? Let's just say we get 5% more nutrients from meat. Well, first of all, you can just eat more plants to get more nutrients, you take more supplements or consume more fortified foods. But more importantly, would this justify killing a person? Let's just say that people meat, right? If you cut up people and eat their meat, it gave you 5% more nutrition. Luca, would you think it's okay to slaughter that person to get
Again,
5%
no.
more superior nutrition?
no, it would not be
Okay,
because,
okay.
but
There you go.
that's not the only problem.
There you go, Luca. There you go. So
That's not the only problem.
just because something gives you more protein or more nutrients, 5% more, doesn't mean you get to slaughter those people, just like the animals.
So are you forgetting that it's a human or not?
So so
Okay,
the only,
okay.
the
So
only
we're going
difference-
back to that
Luca,
cannibalism.
you have to
Okay.
listen. So now what you're saying is the only difference is that we are a human species and they're a different species, therefore we get to kill them, correct?
Dude, it's a human being. Okay? Why
Here's
would
the question, Luca. You agree that it's just the species that qualifies us to harm others,
the
correct?
species qualifies it to where that we are capable and able to kill that species for protein and
I
all
know
the
we're
vitamins.
able, sir, but ability, just because you're able to grape doesn't make it okay to grape, right? Ability doesn't make it good. Do you agree?
And also another point
No,
here.
Luca, you're not listening. You just listen again. You said we're able to do it. I agree we're able to harm animals, but does that make it good? Does that justify doing it? Just
Yes,
because we're
it does
able?
justify.
Okay, Luca. So you think it's okay to eat meat because we are able to? Well, Luca, I'm also able to grape. Does that make it okay to grape because I'm able to?
Does that help the population?
It
No.
doesn't have to. Okay, well, if you're going to say that it doesn't help the population, neither does eating meat.
Yes,
doesn't
it
help
does.
anybody.
Yes, it does.
Eating meat harms humanity in many ways. It's bad for the environment. It's bad for ethics.
The
it's
only
bad for,
thing bad
it's
about
bad
the
for
environment
the
is cows. If you want, you could take cows out of the context. I can agree with you that cows harm the environment. I heard something about that. It might be true.
Yes, vegans have a way
now
lower
let me
carbon
let me make my point. Pigs, chickens, that helps the population grow. It gives another source of food. Okay, if
So
you
do
just
plants,
eat
and plants do it more
vegetables,
efficiently.
I'm sorry, bro, but there's not enough plants in fucking whatever the
Oh,
fuck
there
you
are.
eat.
You want a
The
source
rest of
on
the
this?
world.
So I'll give you a source real quick. It's called Reducing Food's Environmental Impacts to Producers and Consumers. This was an Oxford study that demonstrated we can make the entire world vegan, and we would still have food left over to feed the starving. We could literally almost solve world hunger if everybody were to go vegan, because we're using so many resources to feed the damn animals.
Yeah, but there's a reason for that, no?
It's a bad one.
Protein,
a bad
higher
one.
protein. That's what it's for. Protein.
Protein's a non-argument because it could get plenty of protein from plants.
Yeah, but it's again, if that was the case and it was superior, we wouldn't need animals. Let's be for
don't-
real.
Exactly. We don't need animals. We don't need animals at all to eat.
If it was superior, it's not.
What do
There's
you
a
mean?
reason why we have animals.
Again, it's not superior. I didn't grant you that, but I actually did just for the sake of argument, and I showed you why you're wrong every way, in every single way.
Animals are superior when it comes to.
Okay. I already explained to you that you can get fortified vegan foods with all the nutrients, way more nutrients than any meat has. Do you know what a fortified food is, Luca?
I understand that, but that's where other foods
Luca,
come
do
in.
you know what a fortified food is?
That's where other foods come in. I'm talking about protein.
No, Luca, do you know what a fortified food is?
a food with 4 to 5 things that come with it. I don't know.
What's fortification mean?
I don't know.
All right. To the next guest in here.
So you're saying there's no distinction at all between human species, essentially any other, and it's wrong to kill them all. Why is it then that if you
Hold on. No, that's not my. That's what I'm saying. There are clear distinctions between us, but there are no
course.
more relevant ones.
there are no more irrelevant distinctions? Why is it then that if you go a couple of ranks up in taxonomy, I assume you eat plants, right?
Yes.
Why is it then if you go a couple of steps up, you make a distinction? You say all these animalia are they're sentient, but plants are not. But humans and plants, they share DNA. We've evolved from a common ancestor. Why are you okay drawing a distinction with sentience and saying that this? Why is sentience more of a moral marker than
Sentience implies experience, right? Pain and
yeah?
all
But
those things.
that doesn't then logically
those
follow
things-
that it's caused to wrong thing.
Hold on. Just let me
That's
explain.
wrong.
Hold on. Let me explain. Plants aren't experiencing beings. They don't experience the world in any significant way that would render them the ability
Correct.
to feel. That's why it's okay to consume plants, number one. Number two, look, we have to eat something. And even if plants were sentient,
Right.
well, way less plants are going to die with veganism because we're killing less plants, we're killing less crops. So it's a win-win to be vegan.
I understand. I'm not. I grew up eating
So then what's your point?
chicken, but
So then what's your point?
my point is, you're essentially just picking an arbitrary point, and you're saying it's okay to draw this distinction because this one causes pain. Well, how do you then logically follow that just because something is causing pain, it makes it wrong
not
to
just
consume
pain,
it makes it wrong to kill for eating?
It's
But
not
then if it
just
doesn't
pain.
cause pain,
That's not
then what
relevant.
else?
You're
Then what
strong
else?
what I'm saying. Veganism doesn't mean I don't want to just cause pain. It means I don't want to cause exploitation. I don't want to abuse. I don't want to treat others, demean them or demean their value. I don't want to take away their rights to life. Those are things I care about. It's not just sentience. Sentience is part of that. But there's a bigger reason why I don't think it's okay to kill and slaughter animals. But plants don't have
These
any
are-
of that. Plants are just plants. They don't have any sentience. They don't have any of that ability. Or they don't have
Well, I
thought,
agree, and when I think about the process that goes through until I can actually eat that chicken or meat, all the cows that have had to be slaughtered, it actually sounds pretty horrific to me. That I'm okay with it, because when I think about what actually goes behind it, it doesn't sound very okay.
Yeah. So what
But
justifies?
but when you
so
think
what
about it deeper,
justifies-
what I think what justifies is that morality is an abstract concept that we came up with, and it's on you to prove that it's actually wrong to cause pain to everyone. I agree that it's wrong to cause pain,
David.
and I see killing a cow
David,
much
you have
like
to-
as much more like a cow.
Relax. You're going a million miles an hour. You're not saying much. What justifies killing the animals? And you're saying, oh well, morality is an abstract concept, and it's up to you to prove that it's wrong to harm every being. Well, this is an internal critique. It's my morality is irrelevant. I'm going about your ethics and testing to see if you're being consistent. So, David, do you think it's wrong or good to slaughter people for food?
No, I don't think it's good to kill them for any other reason.
Okay. So you think it's wrong to kill people for food, right?
Yes.
Okay. So do you think it's wrong to kill dogs for food?
No.
Okay. So clearly you think there's a distinction here between the dog and the person.
Yes, I do.
What's that?
You're
what's that
drawing a
morally relevant distinction then, in your view?
I have to think about it. I have never thought about it deep. But I'm not saying that it's universally wrong to kill dogs or any species. I'm not even saying that it's universally okay. That I'm not even saying that it's universally wrong to kill humans. I wouldn't kill a human. There's severe punishment, and if you do that, society brute forces whatever we have agreed that is wrong to do. If you try to kill people, you'll go to jail. But I don't think it's universally wrong to kill. I don't think right and wrong exist at all. That's concepts we came up with,
But the
and we
point
have
is
to
that you still
we have to abstract further. I haven't gone too far into why I'm okay eating chicken, but I'm not okay eating like a sheep's head. It sounds so much more gruesome to me. I haven't explored that. It's probably a little bit of motive. I know
okay,
there's
great.
a lot of
So at
cultures
least great.
in
So
which
David, look, if you don't have an argument for us today, I can't debate you. But thus, I admire the fact that you want to think about this. That's great. Go think about what chickens go through. They get debeaked. They get their teeth taken out in these factories.
it
They get
definitely sounds
stuck in these
horrific.
cages. Their bones break under their own weights because we inject them with so many hormones to make them fatter. The practices we do are so wrong and abusive, and that's why I'm vegan, right? Just learn about the animals, learn about who they are, learn about what we're doing to them, learn about the nutrition, learn about everything. Okay?
For me, we're probably more than
All right, so the next guest in here. Yes, the farmers take away their teeth so they don't eat each other in these factories.
What's going on, boss?
Hey, how are you?
Good, good. I just want to bring up something as far as the justifying eating animals. I was actually vegan for 4 years, didn't get sick for 4 years. It was the best 4 years of my life. So I actually mostly agree with everything you were saying about being vegan. There was one thing that someone said to me as far as justifying eating animals, and it came down to people's blood types. And a lot of people do go vegan, and
Okay.
Go
So, Sky, first
ahead.
of all, the first thing you told me was, to me, wrong to say because I don't go based off your anecdotal claim. Oh, when I was vegan, I was healthier. First of all, that's anecdotal. It's not evidence based. Second of all, veganism is not about diet. It's not about feeling better. It's about doing what's best for the animals. So this is a moral argument, not a dietetic argument, right? So look, are you vegan today?
So I do different I go vegan every year or so. I do everything in
So
moderation.
what justifies consuming animal products?
So like I said, I don't think anything the only thing I think that justifies it is simply this. If I have a daughter and she keeps getting sick from eating plants, she keeps getting sick from being vegan, and we tried everything, and her blood type clearly states that certain meat products will help her with her health, then I'm gonna slaughter as many deers and get as many venison as I
Okay.
can to save my daughter.
Okay.
But if
I
you're
understand.
asking
Let me
me,
respond. Let me
I'm
respond here.
gonna choose to be vegan. I'm gonna choose to
Okay. Sky,
against the. I understand the moral standpoint, but when it
Sky,
comes to
please let me respond here. Look, I fully understand your circumstance. You don't know what's happening. Your daughter, you're feeding her whatever you have to, whatever you can, but she's still sick. Well, go talk to an expert about this. Don't just give in to your intuition and say, oh, well, there's got to be a blood type issue. There's no evidence of that. There's no such thing as a blood type diet. We need more. You need to listen to the experts. Go talk to a plant-based nutritionist. See what's really happening with your daughter. I can't help you. I'm not a doctor. So, that's something you have to talk to with an expert, okay? Everybody should be talking to doctors about what they're eating. That's very important. But it's not relevant to this discussion in particular because this is an ethical one. Thanks for tapping, guys. Thanks for liking.
Hey, what's up?
Hey,
So, are you pro-life or pro-choice?
pro-choice.
So you would agree that then there's some killing that is justified, right?
Of course, some killing is justified. Just like an intruder in my house, or my life is threatened, or I want bodily autonomy. That's the justification.
So what about hunting, invasive species like lionfish and like carp?
Good question. What about invasive species? Well, the first thing I would do is think about what's the best solution to fixing the problem of these invasive species. And most of the time it happens to be going vegan is the solution. Because a lot of times, like the hogs that we see in Texas, they were brought here by the Spaniards who wanted to farm them. Right?
Yeah.
So veganism is one of the best solutions to stopping invasive species. We also don't like moving species of snakes and wild animals, reptiles across continents. That's something we also are against.
I think that's definitely bad.
So again, veganism is one of the big solutions there. The second thing is, yes, given certain situations where we can't get rid of invasive species, they're too harmful to the others in their environment. Well, then I think we should exhaust all the non-fatal methods to get rid of them first. Contraception, fencing, all kinds of things like that to reduce their populations without killing them like barbarians. But if at the end of the day, the only thing you have is fatal methods that's accessible to you, then yes, I think that you would be justified in doing that if there's sufficient harm that's being caused. So again, it's about thinking about the situation. Every situation is going to be different.
But animals in the wild hunt each other all the time. Like, what's wrong with me going and crabbing or like fishing or like
Right.
just hunting animals?
Right. So you're saying, well, the animals do it, so why can't I?
Yeah,
Well, the
because I'm an
problem-
animal.
Exactly. We are animals, but the problem is we're rational animals. We have the ability to make choices for ourselves. We can go to the store and we can do better than what the animals are doing in the wild. We can buy plant-based products instead of slaughtering other animals. So that's the point. We have choices, and with choices comes responsibility.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if I agree, but I think that I just wanted to know like where you stand. So have a good one.
All right, so the next guy. Thanks for tapping. With great choices comes great responsibility. Exactly. I mean, it's that simple, Oh, the lions kill them. Why can't we? Well, lions also eat their babies. Does that mean we get to eat our babies? No, that's ridiculous. It's not a good reason.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Frustrated because we can sit here and have a moral conversation, ethics conversation, but there's still a reality that has to fit in. And not everyone is able to absorb and gather the same nutrients from plant food that they are from animal-based food. That is the minority, but it is also the reality. And when you isolate the problem and just make it about the majority and not these outlier situations, it does direct harm to those that would want to, for moral and ethical reasons, choose to be vegan and physically cannot and still survive.
All right, so let me respond here. First of all, you're raising up a good you're raising up a good point. Well, how about people who have issues with their bodies? Well, my point is everybody can be vegan because it's not a diet, right?
That's not true.
Hold on, let me respond here. Let me respond here. Veganism is not a diet. It's an ethical stance against cruelty as much as practicable. In other words, doing the best you can with what you have. If for some reason you need medical assistance and you have to consume animal products, you can still be vegan because yes, you can, because it's not a diet, man. Let me respond. It's not a diet. It's an ethical stance. It's a principle we abide by as vegans. We don't want to harm others as much as we can. Now, we can't be perfect.
That's
We
your
can do the best we
version.
can. So if
That's
for some
not
reason,
what the
hold on. If for some reason you need to consume meat or any dairy product for medicine or anything, great. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But it doesn't grant you the right to slaughter billions of animals that you don't have to. Right? That's all I'm saying. And you're right. It's the vast minority of people who have to consume animal products. That's like not even 1% of 1% of people. Okay. But go ahead. Let's hear your justification for slaughtering animals.
I am one of those.
Go ahead. Let's hear your justification for slaughtering animals.
Are you getting an echo?
I am.
Yeah. Swipe out of the app and swipe out and come back.
Let's see, did it settle? Okay. I am one of the 1%, if you will, with that.
Let's see, did it settle? Okay.
Hospitalized.
I am one of the 1%.
You're still echoing. I'm sorry. You got to swipe out of the app and come back. All right, looks like she's gone. But look, guys, again, my response would have been the same. You can still be vegan, and if for some medical issue or medical reason you have to consume animal products, that's fine. But you can still do the best you can to minimize the harm you're causing. So again, everybody can still be vegan. Everybody. It's not a diet. All right, so the next guest in here.
Hey, how's it going? I haven't actually debated a vegan before, but back in the days when it was really before civilization, do we owe reparations to those cows that they would actually, or any kind of animal that they would actually eat to survive during the winter?
Yeah, you were talking about people from the caveman days or
Yeah.
ancient ancestors. Oh yeah, of course they consume animal products. I'm not going to fuck you there.
So basically, we
That's
should actually.
but that's
give-
irrelevant to today. That's
Well,
irrelevant to today.
no, it's not irrelevant. It's actually how our genetics evolved.
No, we don't. There's no reason why you have to eat meat to evolve. You can still be vegan and evolve just fine. So go ahead and justify slaughtering animals for us today when you don't have to.
Well, first and foremost, it gives you protein.
So do plants. All plants have protein. All plants have protein.
Has a lower level of protein.
Nope. Tofu has more protein per calorie than beef. Tempeh, seitan, all have more protein per calorie.
Well, if you want to actually turn yourself into a woman, then keep eating tofu. You know it actually drops. You know that it drops your testosterone levels.
Yeah, okay, so where's your source on that?
It's actually a widely known fact.
Oh, so no source?
Oh, I don't have it in front of me right now.
Well, maybe next time
I apologize.
next time you make an outrageous claim,
All you need to do is look.
let me respond. I did look, and you're wrong. Plants do not contain animal-based estrogen. They contain phytoestrogens, which do not affect your hormones. On the other hand, things like milk does contain animal hormones, which does affect your hormones. So milk can do the things you're saying. If anything, not tofu. Tofu cannot affect your hormones in any significant way that would render you a woman. That's nonsense, and you have no source to back that up, and there are counter sources. And by the way, you don't have to eat tofu. If you're so scared of tofu, don't eat it. Still be vegan. You have to click the microphone button. No, it's not expensive. You can be vegan. I'm not rich by any means, and I'm still vegan. We just went through a hurricane here, and I got kinds of canned stuff and goods for very cheap. You're just trying to make an excuse to not change. You like to eat meat. Well, this wouldn't hold up when it comes to other things you like, right? That justification is bad, right? What if I like to grape? Would that make it okay to grape? No. What if I like to steal? Would that make it okay to steal? No, right? Just because you like something doesn't make it good.
Hello. So I have an argument out of left field here. You keep saying that, it's all about the pain done to the animals. Why would we, consume meat if we can all get protein from other sources? Forego the harm to the animals. And I guess this is kind of a left field argument. You're talking about how morality is subjective, ethics are subjective, but what if, people do something like eating meat simply because they like to, irregardless of the harm to the animals? I feel like you're valuing the harm towards the animals as if it's a objective thing. What if people don't care about the harm to the animals?
Well, then I would ask them, do you care about the well-being of others, right? What if people tasted good? What if I really like the way people taste? Would that grant me the right to kill and slaughter and murder people?
No, it wouldn't. I see you draw
Exactly.
this.
So even though I really like to do it, it doesn't make it right to do it.
Yes, I noticed you drew this line where you said eating plants is okay, but eating animals is not because animals have more feelings. I just seem to think that the line makes more sense to be drawn between humans and animals, because animals don't have the same kind of rational thinking that humans do. They can't plan to the future. They can't think about the past as much. So kind of what I'm saying is your argument towards why eating plants is okay is similarly what I think about eating animals. Chickens, they'll feel the pain, but they won't be going through the torture like humans would.
I agree that the experience of an animal is vastly different than what a human animal would experience. The problem is that babies, for example, human babies, they don't have the same experience as we. In fact, babies, before 10 to 15 weeks, they don't even have sentience. They don't even have consciousness. So would that grant you the right to just kill babies because they don't have the same experience as us? Where it's lesser or on par with that of a chicken?
Not to bring a whole separate issue in, but that's what's used for circumcision. That's why it's justified to lots of people. You would never, circumcise a full-grown man without his consent to do it to babies.
Well, first of all, I'm against that circumcision, but let's get to this point. Do you think because a baby has the same conscious level as a chicken that we get to kill that baby?
No, because it has the potential for consciousness.
Okay, it has a potential. But what if this baby was disabled, rendering them forever unable to become potentially intelligent? Would that make it okay to slaughter that baby?
I can't answer that personally, but to the Greeks it did, when life was a lot harsher.
Okay, well, we're not talking to the Greeks, we're talking to you today, right? If there is a baby with no potential to be as smart as us, would that grant you the right to slaughter it? If you can't answer it, then you can go away, because this is not a debate at this moment.
I guess the argument that you're pulling out of me is that humans have some kind of divine spark. I've tried to describe it as consciousness, higher rationality, higher thinking, but doing pain to animals does not seem nearly as wrong as doing it to humans for that reason.
It might not be as nearly wrong, but it still is wrong. It is still not needed. It is still unnecessary. It is still something that you would consider wrong because they have sufficient value. They have sufficient consciousness that meets the threshold of, hey, we should care about them, right? Imagine if I was holding up a puppy in my hand and I was stabbing it. You would think that's wrong, right?
Yes.
Exactly. So even though puppies have lesser experience than even you and me, it doesn't mean we get to slaughter them and abuse them unnecessarily.
Yes. I must go back to this point that was made earlier about the food chain. It is a construct that we've made up. To go very far out left field, if there was another species that was using humanity, then wouldn't we be totally out of line, caring for the species that we have dominance over when there's, a species over us that doesn't care about us? Wouldn't we be going against the natural
Wrong.
order?
Look, if there is a species that was more intelligent than we, it would definitely have no good reason to kill us. It wouldn't have to. Right? Just like we don't have to kill the other animals, no matter their species.
I hear you. Have a good one, man.
Thank you. All right, to the next guest in here.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Pretty good. I randomly came across, I like to check out lives of people who do debate stuff. I come as probably the most messed up person you would think I am because I am a professional butcher. So I kill animals on a daily basis. And do I think is wrong? Absolutely. But it helps us as humans to sustain life, right? If we all were vegans.
So it's wrong, but you do it anyway.
Yeah.
That seems hypocritical, right? If you know it's wrong, but you continue doing it, when, by the way, we can sustain ourselves on plant-based foods. So we don't have to slaughter any animals. You don't have to do it.
We don't, but vegetation don't grow like animals do. If the whole, say, 90% of the planet was vegan, we would starve. Plants don't grow that fast.
No, so that's incorrect. First of all, the way we feed the animals is through crop production. Most crops, about 70% of all the crops in the world, go to feeding the animals that you slaughter. More importantly, many studies show that if we all were to go vegan, we would actually reduce our crop production. We would need less crops and feed everybody the same calories, yet we'd all be vegan and still using less crops. So we could go vegan as a world together. It's possible to do that and do better than what we're doing today.
You say that, but it takes a lot more vegetables to fill a human's body before a steak.
In essence, a cow is about 6 times heavier than you are, at least.
And it eats a lot more.
Exactly. You're refuting your last point you just made, right? Humans need less food versus a cow or a pig.
If someone gave me a plate of vegetables and gave somebody a steak, I guarantee you it's going to be more filling to have a steak than a plate of vegetables.
I disagree with you because plants have fiber, which meat doesn't have. But more importantly, even if you need to eat more plants, you would still need less plants than what we're doing today for the current system of agriculture system. In other words, the animals that you kill, 90 billion per year, require far more crops than any human could do globally.
Yeah, I understand that, but if there's no way. Everyone's going to have the lifestyle of eating they're going to have, but it seemed like vegans always want to bash the majority, which is majority of the world who eats meat. And you have protesters and everybody trying to shove veganism down our throats when we don't.
I'm sorry, sir, but you shove knives down the throats of animals. So let's stop pretending as if we're forcing something on the animals when you're literally shoving knives in their throats. So let's get out of the fucking picture, okay?
We're the alphas, though. That's just the way the world works. We're the alphas.
Stop. You haven't justified doing what you're doing. Can you?
What have you justified being vegan?
It's reduction of harm and suffering and exploitation. Now, can you fucking address the point or should I kick you?
Vegan. Wait. What was your last meal?
I had noodles.
Just noodles, nothing with it.
I had sauce and other things with it, sir. Vegetable noodles. What's your point? What's your argument now against veganism? What's your argument?
No, I never had a point. I mean, I never had an argument
Can you
against
provide the argument
veganism.
then? Can you provide the argument?
There's no argument to be had. It's
All right,
like
have a good day.
it's like let
But people want to say we shove veganism down the throat. You're the ones shoving the animals in gas chambers, right? You're the ones forcing others to do things they don't want to do, not me. You couldn't swipe away. You chose to be here. You chose to sit up and listen and come up and talk to me. So stop pretending as if we're forcing this on you. The only thing you're forcing is your knife down an animal's throat. This live is for educational purposes, to show people that their decisions can do bad. They can be wrong. And they can be changed.
What up, Kyle Tucker? I mean, Mike. Hello?
Hey, so do you think it's wrong to grape animals?
Grape animals?
Yeah, do you think it's wrong to grape an animal?
Like human to animal?
Yeah.
Of course. If a human were to
Oh.
grape an animal,
Okay, do you consume milk?
yeah.
Do you understand that milk is produced by ejaculating a bowl and shoving a farmer's arm down the cow's butt and the cow's V? You know what? You understand that? You know what artificial insemination means?
That may be one method of
Okay.
it, but can't
So
they
if
naturally also
if
produce milk?
if anybody's doing the sexual acts with animals, it's you, right? So
Wait,
let's
wait,
stop
wait.
pretending as if I'm the bad guy here and start justifying what you're doing to the animals.
Can I clarify something? Is that the only method of producing milk is through grape?
Yes.
Or can they naturally produce it? So you're denying they can naturally produce
The problem
milk.
is that we exploit their body parts. We force them to.
Okay,
make
can you
more milk.
answer it in a yes or no?
Of course, you can actually make milk, sir. But
There you
the
go.
vast majority of milk that you get is is forced upon
I
you.
advocate for sustainable consumption.
There is no such thing as sustainable milk or dairy or animal products.
So you think if a family were to have their own farm with a cow and they produce milk naturally and they only drink milk when it's produced naturally, you wouldn't say that's sustainable?
No. And
Why
it's
not?
also not just sustainable, it's also wrong because you're still exploiting somebody. We should not take away somebody's milk from them. Just like a person.
Would you say that breastfeeding babies is exploitation?
No, because that mother consented to doing that to the baby, and the baby requires it. Now, the problem is that when you do it to cows, we're not baby cows, we're humans. So we don't need cow milk. That's for baby cows, not for baby humans. So we don't have to consume milk, cow's milk, and we also don't have to breed and impregnate these poor cows for the sake of taking their body parts from them, taking their milk from them without their consent. That's wrong.
In your ideal worldview, what would cows be doing? Just roaming? And would they eventually be
Yes,
able
they would
to
be free and
evolve to
happy.
like
They
have
would be-
rational minds?
They would be free and happy. Now you're saying, well, cows don't have much of a future. They're not rational like we are. But you would never say this to a mentally disabled person who has no rational future. You would still maintain their rights to life, yet you would not maintain the rights to life of a cow. What's the distinction?
That they serve a purpose to humanity.
What's their purpose to humanity?
Nutritional purpose.
Oh, okay. So you think that cows are made of nutrition, therefore we get to kill them, correct?
I mean, it's a form of nutrition. It's not the only form of nutrition.
So is you. You're a form of nutrition. You have lots of nutrients in your body. Does that mean we get to slaughter? Does that mean that your purpose was to feed me?
Yeah, you're going to call me a specious for saying that it's not acceptable.
Answer the question, sir.
Yeah,
Is your
no,
purpose-
shouldn't
is your
cannibalism is
purpose-
not permissible.
Is your purpose to feed me because you're made of nutrition?
No, humans' purpose
Okay.
is different from
Okay.
animals' purpose.
So then you can't say that a purpose of a cow is to feed us, because just
Do you
because
think we're on a moral equal playing field with all animals? Because that's what it seems like you're saying.
I don't
They're
know what you're
worth just
talking
as
about.
much.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Is one cow worth as much as one baby to you?
I don't think so. No. But that's
Which is worth more?
because it doesn't matter how much worth they're more, because they both meet sufficient qualifications to be valuable, because they're both sentient, they're both conscious, and they are both aware.
What do you think is the most compelling argument against veganism?
There
Or do
is
you
no
think
such
there are
there is no
any?
such thing. It does not exist. That's why you're failing to do so. That's evidence that there is no such argument, because you're failing to do so every single time.
Well, what are some common ones you hear if you say I'm failing?
The ones you give me, which are all bad. Do you have any more that succeed?
I'm trying to think. What if there's no other option? Would you go hungry before eating animal product?
Of course not. If I was starving on a desert and the only thing I had was an animal, of course I would consume the animal.
What
doesn't
allows
give
you
you
to
the
do
right-
that?
but
You're
that
still
doesn't- but that
exploiting the
doesn't-
animal under your view. It
that
serves a purpose, right?
If I was starving, of course I would eat an animal. But we're not starving. We have options right now. So do you. So, what justifies killing animals now when we don't have to? That's the point.
Freedom of choice. Are you pro-choice?
Yeah. So you think?
Okay, so you're allowed to kill a
choice-
fetus, but not a cow.
Sir, you think we have the choice to kill animals, therefore we should, correct?
I mean, it's an argument I'm giving. Yes.
Okay. So we also have the choice to, grape people. Would that make it okay or good to grape because we have that choice?
Obviously not. That could be applied to anything. Robbing
Okay,
a
there you
bank.
go. So then just because we have the choice doesn't mean it's good. Correct?
Of course.
Okay, so then your argument collapses. That justification's garbage. Try again.
Okay, because I have the choice to treat people well. So just because I have the choice and freedom to do that, is that not okay? What distinguishes that?
What? There are good choices and there are bad choices. The point is that your justification for doing something isn't just the fact that we have a choice about it, right? Choice alone doesn't justify anything, because that opens the doors to Pandora's box. I mean, now you can justify
Then how
murder
can you
because I choose to do
justify
it. That's the
abortion?
point you're missing.
How can you justify abortion if choice doesn't justify anything?
It's bodily.
You literally
Abortion's
just said
about
that.
bodily autonomy, right? It's about my body, my ability for my body to maintain its integrity.
And is that not a choice?
Yes, but I'm not saying I justify. I'm not saying I justify abortion just because it's a choice. I'm saying I justify abortion because it's my body, my bodily autonomy, my rights to my body supersedes the rights of anybody else who's trying
Let me ask you this.
intrude on my body. See,
How many heartbeats are there when abortions take place at a certain
I
limit?
don't care if it's a heartbeat. I don't care if there's.
Two
I don't
heartbeats.
care if
So
Jesus
you're
Christ
saying
died.
one human could have two heartbeats?
I don't care how many heartbeats there are. It's my body, my choice to get rid of that being. I don't care.
So
if
in
it's
one
fucking
instance,
Jesus
a
Christ.
choice justifies it.
I don't
In
care
what-
if Mother Teresa's in my body. It's my body, my choice. This is directly disanalogous to veganism, because veganism is not a bodily autonomy issue. Veganism is about maintaining other people, maintaining the rights of other people.
You
Other
realize
beings.
that's a view.
Okay.
A lot of people
So-
counter
so
that by
can you
saying there's
please-
a body that you're
can you
infringing
please-
the rights on.
So please justify slaughtering animals for us.
It's your choice. You can do what you want. If you raise an animal,
All right. So let's go. Let's try this one more time because you didn't grasp what I told you before.
I did.
I agree that we
You're
have the. I
hypocritical.
agree that we have the choice to slaughter others, but just because we have the choice to slaughter and rape and murder doesn't make it good to do those things. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. So just the fact that you have a choice to eat animals doesn't make it good. That's a bad justification.
Yeah, well, I don't view animals as worthy as human beings.
Why
That's
not?
the difference.
What's the difference? What's the morally relevant difference?
That They're less intelligent. That's one, a clear
Okay.
one.
Okay, so the less intelligent people we get to slaughter and kill?
No, because you have inherent value of being a human being. Just because you're the species, who call me a species,
Okay, so
Mr.
then
Peter
so
Singer.
then it's not intelligence, it's species that matters.
Yes.
Okay. So whoever is not a human, if it's a non-human species, it's okay to slaughter them, correct?
Certain ones. I mean, I'm sure there are cases where it's not okay, like endangered species. If cows were endangered, of course it's not okay.
So then you can't use species as a reason to kill others.
No, because there are exceptions. There's not a one size
What's
fits
the
all for
exception?
everything. Just like you're saying
What
choice
justifies-
justifies abortion,
What justifies those exceptions?
an endangered species. That's one.
What
A protected
justifies
species.
what justifies the exceptions to killing those other animals who are not endangered?
That there's an abundance of them, and that a few taken away or a percentage of them isn't going to decline the entirety. It's not
Okay.
going to cause them to
Okay.
be extinct.
Okay, so we
They
can
will
just
live
kill,
on
So we
and
can just
prosper.
we can just kill a bunch of people because it won't change the fact that they're going to be.
No, you're forgetting the
change
part
the
where I said
population.
humans have more value.
Where's the more value?
The inherent value of just being a human being.
What trait gives us inherent value that animals don't have?
It doesn't need to be a trait. It's a brute fact.
What is it? What is the reason? What is it about being a human that gives us more value over an animal inherently?
So you're not accepting that just the species alone.
What?
'Cause that's what I keep saying.
What is the feature about being human that grants us the right to kill other beings?
Again, you're like, what's extending it beyond the species? All I'm saying is it's the species. I can't give you one.
You can't say it's a species because you said there are some exceptions to it. So it's not just species. What else is it? What else is the trait?
That makes humans inherently more valuable.
Well, not just that, but gives us the right to slaughter others.
All right, now we turn back around to if it's an endangered species versus if there's an abundance and they could strive and prosper despite being used for food. And it also provides economic stimulus to people. So all the people that are farmers, cow farmers, dairy farmers, what's it called? What is it? Butchers, you want to put them out of a job, right? You want to take all those
I don't
people
want
out of
to
a
do that.
job.
That's not going to happen. People can change jobs. The government can assist that transfer between, consuming farming animals and farming plants.
So they don't have a
It's
choice,
happening
though,
in
under
many
your
countries.
view.
Stop, sir. This is already happening in many countries. If a farmer really is vegan, they're going to change as they already have and already are. So that's a moot point. But let's get back to the species thing. You said species justifies killing others. So, Nancy, what if tomorrow we found out that certain people aren't our species? What if some of people our people were a different species?
That's a crazy hypothetical. That's what?
No, it's
like
not.
you're saying they're like
hypothetical,
lizard
because
reptilian
it's a
people.
reality. There have been many different human species before us. Would you think it's okay to kill those other human species who would look just like you?
Yeah, there's a course of evolution that we categorize them as
okay.
distinct
So it's-
species.
So it's not species at all. What is it? What's the trait that distinguishes us from the animals that grants us the right to kill them?
There are different branches of evolution. We didn't evolve from cows.
You're not answering
Species.
the question, Mancini. You're not answering the question honestly. You have failed to show the distinction, the morally relevant distinction between us, our species, and the others that grants us the right to harm them.
All right, one is that we're able to form deeper bonds. Animals are not able to form deep bonds.
Yes, they
with other
are.
animals.
Yes, they are.
Equivalently to humans? I'm
Yes.
comparing relatively.
Yes, they
No.
absolutely are. There's a story about an animal
Oh yeah, someone just commented animals
called
eat animals.
called Mr. G. Mr. G was a goat. He had a friend in one of the farms. His friend was a donkey. This is a real story. Look it up, Mr. G. It's on YouTube. This goat wouldn't eat for a week because he was so infatuated by his donkey friend. In other words, they became separated for a few days. And the goat, Mr. G, wouldn't eat for 6 days because he missed donkeys so much. But the owners reunited them together again after a couple weeks. And as soon as the donkey came into the barn with the goat, Mr. G, he started eating again. He started running. He being happy. He pranced around all happy, and he started eating again because he was reunited with his friend. That's a deep bond.
It is sad, and I obviously recognize that they're able to form bonds.
These animals aren't just inanimate
I
objects.
don't want to sound barbaric and say that I'm not.
Beings with others.
I don't want to sound barbaric and discard that they have feelings and emotions and stuff. I'm saying, relatively speaking, they don't form as close bonds as humans.
Okay, let's just say you're right. Let's just say that animals don't form as close bonds as we. Well, how about the people who don't form close bonds? How about the disabled people who
It's
don't
more about
form
the
bonds?
potential
Would
and
it be
ability.
okay to slaughter those people?
No, it's about the potential and ability.
Oh, these people don't
Some
have
people
the
may
potential.
not actualize that
Wait,
potential.
Nancy, these people don't have the potential to form bonds. Kill them, slaughter them.
Well, people can form bonds to them. They might. Bonds are reciprocal. It's not a one-way thing.
You can also form bonds with an animal.
Yeah.
Okay, so your justification shit. You have failed every single time to justify slaughtering the animal.
I think the most compelling one is that we're given the ability to choose freely, and as long as we're not breaking any laws, and at this moment in time, there's nothing illegal against it.
You're still disconnected from who the animals are. You keep saying, well, I don't think it's wrong. I mean, there's nothing legally wrong with it. But it was once legal to own a slave. You never should appeal to legality as for your morality. Because there are things that are legal but are wrong. And things that are wrong but are illegal. Good but are illegal. The point is that you cannot justify slaughtering a dog or a pig, but not a person. You have yet to show the difference. If there's no difference, you're inconsistent, you're contradictory, you're hypocritical.
Well, you were hypocritical about the choice point about justifying abortion, but not the ability to choose to slaughter an animal and eat it.
Abortion is not, again, I have to explain this to you again. Abortion isn't justified because of choice only. It's justified because of rights, bodily autonomy, bodily integrity. Those
That's
justify
disputed.
abortion.
That's not a fact.
What's not a fact?
That it's one body. When you say bodily autonomy, you speak in the lens that it's only one human.
body. Look, I don't care if there's another body in me. I don't care if Mother Teresa's in my body. It's my body that they're in, that they're
What if it
choosing.
was a cow in your body? A
I would get rid
prospering
of it.
cow.
I would abort it. See, I'm consistent. Because I think that bodily integrity and bodily autonomy is more important than
So you
being
could slaughter a cow
It's more
in your-
valuable than being forced to give birth to somebody you don't want to give birth to. That's the point. Now, let's try again, Mancini. I know you're grasping for straws. You're trying as hard as you can to strongman me. But let's get back on track. What is the morally relevant distinction between us and the animals?
Okay, besides the ability to form bonds, besides the ability to, or potential to form bonds, besides the brute fact that we're a different species with different capabilities, I would say, let me think, I'm just going off the top of my head.
All those I've already shown are bad justifications.
I'm sure that
listened.
I was listening, and you aren't willing to
then you should know.
acknowledge.
Then you should know that that all those traits you just listed are canceled out because they're all found in animals too.
Would you be willing to kill an animal that kills other animals?
Stop the questions and give a justification for slaughtering animals you don't have to.
For animals, you don't have to. Well, you're not. Most people are not actively slaughtering animals. First off, okay,
You're paying
and
for it. You're paying for it, which is the same thing.
do you drive a car? Then fill it with
Yes,
gas.
I drive a car.
Do you realize what gas is?
Please don't
Gas
tell
is
me. Please don't tell me
produced
fossil
from.
fuels that come from animals, because that's not true.
It's not. It's a portion of gas.
Fossil fuels come from plants, carbonized plants. They don't come from dinosaurs. That's nonsense. Now, can you get back on track and explain to me why you think it's okay to slaughter innocent beings who don't have to be slaughtered at all?
I mean, none that you'll accept, obviously.
So you're just going to run away and not give it?
No, I'm not running away. I'm expecting
Then
you to
give
probably
the
take me.
justification. Then give the justification.
I'm trying to think here. I mean, have you been moved by any anti-vegan argument? It's not even anti-vegan. It's more just
You know the first thing that the guy said when he came up here? If you guys remember, what he said? He cursed at me. He insulted me. The last thing he said was, well, I can't think of any reason why you're wrong. You see? You see that chain of events that happened? I understand non-vegans. I used to be non-vegan. I know you're angry at me. I know you want to, oh, he's vegan. I understand you don't like me. But just listen to what you're saying. It's inconsistent. It's wrong. It's baseless. It's nonsense. There is no good justification for slaughtering animals. You can all cry in the comments. You can all say, oh, no. Mike, you're wrong. Show me where. Show me why you get to slaughter an animal.
Yo.
Hey, how are you?
Good. So tell me, Mike, why do you think it's better to eat plants than our natural tendencies to eat meat? We've evolved as a species. We've grown out fangs to eat meat. Why do you think that our evolution is turning against us and encouraging us, instead of eating meat like we were evolved to do due to our fangs and our evolutionary traits as humans, why do you think that we should go against our evolution and feed ourselves tofu and lentils and all sorts of other alternatives to the protein that we've been getting from
Okay, yeah,
the earth for years?
because we can still evolve and be vegan. Next. We don't have to.
You know what? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. We might be able to evolve, but our bodies were made to process flesh, and our evolution is going to get shortened. It's going to get longer. It's going to take longer for us to evolve because we're not eating meat.
Sir, my knuckles are able to process your face. Does that mean that I get to punch you in the face because my knuckles can do that? No. Just because
what kind of argument is that? That doesn't. What kind of analogy is that?
It's a direct analogy. Just because part of my body can do something, just because I can digest meat, or just because I can punch you in the face, or just because I can chew on your ear, doesn't mean it's good to do that. That's a naturalistic fallacy. First of all, it's not true. We don't have fangs. We have very short, stubby canines, which are not carnivorous. They're short and stubby. They're small. A gorilla, who is a herbivore, a mountain gorilla, has larger canines than we, because canines are not meant to chew. Canines are meant to slice. We have chewing molars. We have chewing jaws. We don't have biting jaws. So you're wrong in every regard. We didn't evolve to eat meat. We evolved to also do many things. We also evolved to be cannibals. We could have evolved. We could have eaten people in our past. Does that mean it's okay to eat people today? No.
So
Again,
it's more of a
vegan and
moral
still-
issue with you then.
It's precisely an ethical issue.
Okay. And you just feel bad because you eat something that has been killed, and you just it's an emotional reaction that you get when you think about why you think that the cows or the chickens have like an identity, and you're killing that identity. You're killing Tom the chicken, who's father to Sarah the little chicken, is married with. This is why you feel bad about eating
Not at all.
chickens.
This is nonsense. No, I don't feel bad, and that's the only reason why I think it's wrong to consume animals. It's wrong to consume animals because you're exploiting somebody. You're exploiting, you're abusing, you're harming them. Not just because I feel bad about it. It's something like if you were
Like, it's really cute, but they're not a thumb.
if you were to get a punch in the face, I wouldn't feel bad about it at all. But I'd still think it's wrong. Okay. If you were to get smacked in the face, I would think I would laugh, but I wouldn't think that it's okay. Right? So let's stop pretending as if I have to feel bad about it to be wrong. It's wrong in principle. Just like it's wrong to exploit people, it's wrong to exploit a chicken or a cow or a pig.
Well, some would argue that some animals there's a hierarchy of here animals, right? Some animals are more predatorial than other animals. So in the hierarchy of the animal kingdom, some animals are known to be eaten by other animals. So, and if you see the hierarchy of the world, we are at the top of that food chain, right? We've always been at the top of that food chain. We consume the most amount of, whether it be plant products or other animals. We consume the most. We are at the top of the food chain. So, I mean, inherently, there shouldn't be that emotional, connection.
We're at the top of the food chain because we can eat other animals, correct?
Because we eat other animals, not because we can. It's because we do. Because we always have
lions?
taken as much from the land.
How about lions? Are they higher than us?
Say that again.
Are lions higher than us?
No.
Why not? They eat animals too.
Because lions don't have the intelligence that we do. See, we can hunt lions.
Oh, okay. So what if there's a disabled person? Are they lower on the food chain than a lion?
Well, through Darwinism, yeah, they would be at the bottom of the human food chain, right?
Okay, so then you would think that it's okay to kill and slaughter people because they're lower on the food chain than me.
I wouldn't say slaughter them, but if I had to put the best humans out there, I wouldn't put the disabled ones out there, right?
No. Let me get this correct. There are some people who are lower on the food chain than me. Therefore, we get to slaughter them. Is that correct?
I did not. That's not what I said. No,
that's not what you said. But it is what you said about the lions. Well, we get to kill the animals because we can eat them. We're more rational than them. That's why we're higher. Well, then how about the people who are less higher than you?
Do you think that when the lion gets killed?
Answer the question. Answer the question.
Should we kill lower tier? Should we kill lower tier humans? Is what you're asking?
Yes.
I know we shouldn't kill them, but we also shouldn't put them to work at the best companies.
Just because somebody's lower on the chain than me doesn't mean I get to kill them.
Right, and we're also not lions and humans, right?
We don't have to eat any animal to be part of the food chain. The food chain.
Apples to oranges.
You're crying. Because you recognized how inconsistent your idea is. You can still be vegan and be part of the food chain. We don't have to be at the top or the bottom. It's arbitrary where we are. Why does it matter if somebody's lower or higher according to you? That's irrelevant.
Lions don't kill each other for that.
Yes,
other than to be in a hierarchy, right? Lions will battle each other, but humans, we don't also kill. It's not good to kill other humans, right? But a lion will kill a zebra.
What is your point? What is your point?
A lion will kill.
Humans are the most dangerous animals on the planet. We slaughter 90 billion animals per year. We kill way more than lions ever could. Are you kidding me?
Because we're much more.
If we were intelligent, why would we unnecessarily, needlessly slaughter poor beings who don't have to be slaughtered?
You don't let
Why?
me speak,
What
bro.
justifies that? If you're so intelligent,
Oh my God. Hey, listen, I gotta go. Have fun with these kids out there trying to listen to you and justify your emotional connection to these animals.
it's not an emotional connection.
Have a good day.
I'm not connected to you at all, but I still think I will still fight for your right to live. You see? It's not about an emotional connection. You're not connected to many dogs, yet you would still suggest that dogs shouldn't be harmed or slaughtered. Right? If I was throwing up a puppy in my hand, knifing it, you would all say that's bad. Because you know that an animal is somebody who shouldn't be harmed. So if you think it's wrong to kill a dog, it should be wrong to kill a pig. There's no difference. That's why. It's not an emotional connection. It's basic logic that he failed to see. All right, so the next guy. Hello? Hey, what justifies eating animals?
Huh? What'd you say? Sorry.
What justifies consuming animals?
Because chicken good.
Yeah, how old are you?
18.
What year were you born?
Fuck.
Look, guys, I understand that you like the way meat tastes, but taste doesn't justify killing somebody. No, taste is just a bad reason to kill somebody. Hello?
Hello?
Hey, how old are you?
41.
Okay.
So yeah, I feel that any action that helps ensure the survival of one species is moral. That's my moral justification.
Okay, you don't have to eat meat though, right? You can still be vegan and still your species can sustain. So what's your actual reason to slaughter innocent animals?
Okay, so is a animal more likely to survive if it can live off of meat and plants, or just plants?
What do you mean more likely to survive? That makes no sense. We can survive just as fine.
So let's say
by being vegan.
Let's say that there is a crop failure. If you have 9 billion people living completely off of agriculture, and they have crop failures, and there's not enough food to feed people agriculturally. And
Okay, are there crop failures right now?
That's like you said. That's only a part.
Are there global crop failures such that we need to consume animals right now?
We eat meat too.
Yeah, you're not grasping it, right? The point is that I would agree with you that if we had to survive, yes, eating animals would be okay, but we're not in that situation. This isn't the apocalypse. We have food that we can get just as way more efficiently if we were to go vegan.
Have you read
anything? If you want
anything
the species to proliferate, go vegan. Veganism is better for the environment, better for health, better ethically for humanity. There are many spillover effects of veganism that go into helping humanity. So if you care about our species, go vegan.
Have
It's
you read
better for
anything
everybody.
about what allowed the development of our brain to have higher level functioning and a large prefrontal cortex to have the morals that you have?
There's no such evidence that eating meat made our brains grow. If that was the case, why don't lions have larger brains? What in meat? What
but there
in
you
meat
go. There you
makes
go.
our brain big? It doesn't.
There you go. What are the smartest animals? What are the smartest animals in the world? Octopus, rats, felines, dogs.
Elephants, they're herbivores.
Elephants,
They're herbivores.
Herbivore.
Stop it. First of all, give a source. Second of all, elephants have the larger brains than we, yet they don't eat meat.
Okay, I'll address both of those. I'll address both of those.
What explains that, sir?
Okay, they graze for 16 hours a day. That explains that. In order to get the nutrition they need for their brain,
so
they have
then
to
you
eat
agree
all
that
day
you
long.
don't. So then you agree you don't need meat to have a big brain or a healthy brain. Do you agree?
I say that if people eat 16 hours a day,
Now,
you're right.
listen. Do you need to eat meat to have a good, healthy brain as a person?
If you're eating 16 hours a day, no.
No, sir. Please stop. Stop.
That's a comparison. Elephants, right? That was your comparison.
Shh. I can't believe this is the guest we have today. Shh. And listen, this is a bad point because there is no evidence that eating meat makes your brain smarter. If anything, meat makes your brain worse. It raises the risk of atherosclerosis. It raises the risk of heart disease, cancer. There's lots of things that go into making your brain unhealthy as a meat eater. Now, do you agree that you can have a healthy brain as a vegan? Do you agree that it's very possible to be healthy as a vegan, brain-wise?
Animal Frontiers Journal.
May answer the question. Can you have
Society of Animal Science.
Let's try again. Do you agree that you can have a healthy brain and be vegan? Do you agree? Yes or no?
This is my source for you. Ask.
No. Try again. Do you agree that you can be vegan and have a healthy brain? Do you agree?
I have to answer your questions in order.
May. Let's try again. Do you think that you can be vegan and have a healthy brain?
Not evolutionarily, no.
Okay, where's your source that I can't have a healthy brain as a vegan?
There you go. For human level thought, Animal Frontiers, official journal of the American Society of Animal Science, published 2023. It's called The Role of Meat in the Human Diet, Evolutionary Aspects and
No,
Nutrition.
that's not what I asked you. I understand meat played a part in our evolution. So did cannibalism. So did consuming plants. That's irrelevant, though. I know we evolved to do many things. But I'm talking about today, May. Today, do you have to consume meat to be healthy, to have a healthy brain? Yes or no?
To ensure the survival of the species, yes.
So what's your evidence that we must eat meat today to be healthy?
To maintain a human level.
What's your source on that? What's your source that we have to eat meat today to be healthy?
I just gave it to you.
No. What's your source on today's world, today's humans? What's your source that we have to consume meat to be healthy? What's
Today
your
is a long-term thing.
What's your source? What's your source on that?
You sound like someone against.
May, please. You're claiming that we have to eat meat to sustain the species. What's your evidence of this? That we have to eat meat to sustain the species when you can be vegan and have a healthy brain? You can be vegan and evolve just fine, right? So again, what's your source that we have to eat meat to be healthy? Go ahead.
I gave it to you, and you can Google it.
Now, the source you gave me was a study about human evolution, which I agree meat was a part of, but it doesn't show that we have to eat meat today.
It explicitly says how our brains developed from being able to eat meat, and how if you did not eat meat, it would not.
That doesn't matter about today, right? Today, in today's world, we don't have to eat meat to be healthy. Do you agree? Okay. So you agree that you don't have to eat meat to be healthy today, right?
I can use as much oil today.
No, May, please, you have to stop this garbage and listen and actually engage. You're being dishonest. Do you agree that you can be healthy, have a healthy brain, evolve just fine without meat consumption today?
I care about our future.
May, please just answer. Let's try again. Do you agree that I can evolve, be healthy, and sustain the species just fine with meat without meat? Yes or no?
No, I disagree with that.
Okay, so where's your source that in today's world we have to eat meat to be healthy?
That again, if you will read the whole source, it says that brain development, which means if we all decided to be obligate herbivores, then our guts would start to evolve that of an herbivore, which would be.
I'm not talking about how we evolve in the future. I'm talking about today. May, let's try again. In today's world, what's your source that we have to eat meat to be healthy in today's world? Not in our evolutionary future or past, in today.
That's what matters, though, is our species survival.
No. What matters is we can survive just fine as vegans, right? So that's the point here.
I can prove that.
Okay, so then what's your evidence that we cannot sustain ourselves by being vegan?
Because I prove what evolution will do if we go vegan.
No.
Yes.
Let's try again. First of all, you can't make predictions about our future evolution. That's nonsense.
Sure. Oh, I
You're
sure
talking
can.
about the past. You're talking about the past and how we ate meat in the past. And I can grant you that in the past we ate meat. But number one, that doesn't necessarily mean that meat is required to be healthy. And secondly, you haven't shown that in today's world, we have to eat meat to be healthy. You have yet to show that. So can you provide the source for the last time that in today's world, you have to be eating meat to be healthy?
Until you accept the facts here, there's no help for you.
Yeah, so what's your source that today's world you have to eat meat to be healthy?
You need to eat meat today in order to.
What's your source on that? What's your source on that?
Yes, I just gave you.
No.
There's also animal
What you
friendly.
just gave me was a source about our past. I'm talking about today, the present day. In today's world, why do we have to eat meat to be healthy?
Okay, so what you're saying is you've been eating vegan and you're healthy.
Yes.
But that was just the
Exactly,
past.
exactly,
That was,
exactly.
That was the past, and so there's no guarantee that eating vegan tomorrow will mean you're healthy because we can't look at the past. So tomorrow you may be unhealthy.
That's not what I'm saying, sir. When I say the
That's
past,
what I'm saying.
oh my God. When I say the past, I mean the evolutionary past.
That's what
Not,
matters.
not the past 5 minutes. Our evolutionary past. We're talking thousands of years, not 5 minutes ago, not even 20 years ago. Thousands of years ago. Okay? Maybe you're evidence that meat makes our brains less healthy. But regardless, last time, give us a source that eating meat is required to be healthy today in 2024 or 2025.
I said, and they'll learn that.
So what's your source on today's world that we have to be healthy to eat meat?
I just told you.
Okay.
Science doesn't change.
Have a good day, sir. Yeah, look, there is no source that you need to eat meat to be healthy. You can be vegan and be just as healthy, if not healthier. So it's ridiculous to suggest that. What's my source on that? Plant-based. It's a study called the Consensus Amongst Plant-Based Nutritionists on Vegan Diets. The position of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. Hello?
Hi. So I actually am kind of in between most of your people that you're arguing with and where you stand. I already don't eat beef, but I think that where I stand on it is kind of a animal intelligence. I think cows are smarter than most of the other animals that we eat. And they're also...
So what justifies slaughtering animals?
Well, I'm curious why you think the slaughter of varmint is okay.
Varmint?
Mice and other animals that are killed to uphold with vegan crops. I want to hear your argument on it.
Oh, yeah. So what do you think veganism means?
It means not eating animals or their byproducts.
No, that's not what veganism means, right? Veganism is not about not eating animals. It's about not contributing to the exploitation, not contributing to the rights violations, not contributing to causing them to suffer and die without reason, as much as practicable, as much as we can practically speaking. So it's not being perfect, number one. Number two, in terms of crop deaths, look, there's no way to stop that. We can't stop mice from going into the fields and eating, pesticide-ridden crops and dying days later. We can't stop that. But we can stop slaughtering cows in factories. Number three, most crops in the world are grown for animal products. So going vegan will reduce those deaths of those mice. So you're wrong in every way if you think this
No,
is.
I'm curious. I'm not taking a stance. I want to hear your stance first off. So wrong is a funny thing to say because I'm just asking you.
There you go. There you go. That's what my stance is. It's not rights violations to produce crops.
I'm also curious what you think about a pig eating a pig, a fish eating a fish, a chicken eating chicken. All of them do it, right? So,
well, that doesn't mean we get to do it too, right? Lions eat their babies. Does that mean we get to eat our babies too? No, we don't follow animals. We don't get our morality from animals.
But based on your logic, it sounds like hunting is vegan.
No, because hunting is a direct rights violation. You're taking someone's life away without reason.
I mean, it sounds like you know that you're doing that when you are, with widespread use of pesticides and even in grain production, like there's many environment that die aside from just pesticide, right? So I'm curious, like,
Yeah,
because we know that
do you
that's going
think-
to happen the same way that when a hunter goes out with his gun, he knows he's going to shoot a deer. When we are using pesticides, we know that it's going to kill varmint, right? So
Well, first off, we don't know that for sure. But
We do know
let's
that.
just say- let's just say we do know that.
we absolutely know that. There are stats to
All right,
back it.
Andy, all right. Shh. Let's just say you're right. Let's just say we know for sure that mice might die in the process. If we don't grow crops, we die. We have to grow crops to survive. Do you see why it's okay to grow crops? Okay.
To me, it sounds like that you
what's your
are
next-
leaning
what's
into
your
that there
next
is a
point? What's your
hierarchy
next
to animals and that you prefer, cow, chicken, pig over mouse. That's what I'm hearing.
I'm not saying chicken or pig over mice. That's nonsense. What I'm saying is that growing.
No, but
growing
a
crops-
hunter could
Oh my
vary
gosh.
just.
Here we go. You have to let me speak. I explained this to you 4 times. In the process of producing crops, farmers don't have a choice. We can't stop mice from going into the fields and dying and eating the pesticide crops. We can't. But we can prevent the animals that die in gas chambers that you stuff into. You can stop stuffing pigs in gas chambers. You can stop farming cows. That you can do. We can't stop the mice from dying. We can't stop bees from dying because that's just the nature of the crop production. It's the nature of crop production which sustains our species to produce crops that go into killing other animals by chance. So first of all, you're killing way more animals by eating them, and then you're killing more you're causing more crop deaths by causing more crops to be produced. If you notice, my second point is that most crops are grown for the animals. So you're killing way more you're causing way more crop deaths than vegans are. Does that make sense, Andy? Please unmute. Press the microphone button.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying, but to me, it sounds like
Okay, what did I say?
just
What
like
did I say?
it's like there's
No,
almost
Andy,
like a.
Andy, what did I tell you?
You said that there is no way to prevent, like you can't help that mice die when you're growing crops. But right, and I hear you. But to me,
why is it wrong to grow crops?
no. But to me, it's like a hunter.
Andy,
but you're putting
Andy.
mouse above deer.
Stop. I know you want to come up here and say, "Oh, you're killing the mice," but just listen. This is a common argument I get all the time. Crop deaths. This is a common thing we encounter. The problem is that we have to grow crops to survive as a species. And we are reducing crop deaths by being vegan. You're maximizing crop deaths. Do you understand the point here? Right? You're causing way more death. We are minimizing it as vegans. Okay?
I'm not speaking on like mass butchering that Tyson Foods, like a hunter that's going out and sustainably killing. He gets a little bit of venison, seems severely less impactful than the amount of rodents and mice killed every year for vegan crops. If you're a hunter and you go
There
out
is
and
no
you kill a
such thing
duck,
as vegan crops. Andy, stop. You don't know what you're talking about. There's no such thing as vegan crops.
not everybody eats. There are carnivores.
Andy, please, you gotta listen. You didn't hear anything I told you. Again, 70% of crops are grown for animal feed that you guys use to grow your animals with. So you're on top of killing 90 billion animals in factories per year, you're also killing all those those animals in crop fields. Second of all, there has been a study on this called Plant Deaths and Field Deaths in Plant Agriculture, showing that only maybe a couple animals per hectare, per 5 acres, are dying because of the crop fields, the farmers. Most other deaths occur unintentionally. They occur by factors that are beyond our control. In other words, we can't prevent it. How could you possibly use this as an argument against me when we can't prevent crop death? In any case, we can't prevent it until one day
Because a carnivore hunter doesn't eat crops in the first place. Then it's the same argument that you're using. As a
Wait, you
vegan that
said-
only eats crops or hunter that only eats meat,
Andy,
one is
hold on,
prioritizing
slow down,
varmint,
Andy,
you're
Andy,
prioritizing.
Andy, hold on, slow down. Say
It's
your
equivalent.
argument. Shh. Say your argument again. I didn't hear it. Slowly.
Okay, so you're saying that you have no choice, like we overall, all of society has no choice in this varmint death, right? And I hear that, except what about a societal member that does not eat crops?
Well,
what if there's a hunter out there that
hunter is directly-
forages
the
for
hunter-
mushrooms and hunts deer and duck, and they're sustainably living, right? That seems more sustainable to me than the vegans that kill plenty of
It's not.
varmint every year.
It's not, because they're still taking rights away from animals. Secondly, they're going to end up killing more animals than any vegan is.
I mean,
Because-
one.
Let me explain to you why. You're asking about the hunter that kills, deer for a living. Well, they're going to kill multiple deer per year. They're going to also not just going to eat deer. They're also going to drink products, perhaps animal products, cheese. They're probably going to eat those things too. So you're forgetting all those animals that they're killing there, and the crops to grow those products. There are crops involved, but still, even if it's just a hunter that's killing, maybe 10, 20, 50 deer a year to sustain themselves, well, how many animals comparably is a single vegan killing per year? If you look at the data, it shows that vegans are killing not even a handful of animals per year because of the study I just mentioned before, field discipline agriculture. A single person is responsible for perhaps only 2 animal deaths per 5 acres, and no vegans eating 5 acres of crops. Okay, so the amount of not only is if you want to appeal to some kind of utilitarian argument, right? Oh, I'm killing less animals than you. It still wouldn't work against a vegan, because vegans have other ways to reduce their deaths too. You can also do vertical farming, hydroponics, which also require 0 animal death. So again, this argument is also—
That's the best argument that you've made so far, hydroponics and vertical farming. That is easily the best argument you've made.
I don't care if you like it or not. Every argument you've made, I've countered properly and sufficiently, such that you don't have a case against veganism.
To me, it still sounds like you're putting, mice underneath other farm animals, honestly.
Well,
sounds like you are
sorry,
truly
Andy.
considering
I'm
a
sorry,
hierarchy to
Andy,
these
but-
animals.
I'm sorry, Andy, but first of all, vegans understand that that's not a rights violation because we didn't take away their rights to life. They chose to go into the fields. I can't control a mouse. I don't have a mouse controller where I can plug in my little Neuralink to a mouse and make it move onto the fields. I can't do that. I can't stop animals from being them. But I can stop stuffing animals in gas chambers. I can stop shooting animals like a barbarian.
I just don't find it as sustainable. I guess we'll agree to disagree.
In what way is veganism unsustainable versus a meat-eating diet?
It is also habitat destruction. It's not only pesticides and deaths in grain production or in rice fields, which you're by the way, you're being very, very modest on those numbers. It's more like 52 mice per 2.47 acres per year just in grain production. You could say
if that was true, it's still
versus one guy and 2 deer per year. I don't think that.
Even if that was true, one single vegan is not going to cause that many deaths. Okay. But furthermore, you're resorting to this. Oh, well, if everybody just hunted, that'd be better. That's more sustainable if everybody became hunters. Well, no. We tried that already, Andy. In the past, people try to hunt. The problem is there's not enough kill in nature to sustain yourself. That's why you have to farm animals. That's why we invented farming in the first place. We invented animal agriculture so that we didn't have to hunt them because it was too dangerous and too taxing and too inefficient to do so. It was way more efficient to farm them. especially on a global scale. And if the entire world is going to do that, they're going to need billions. There's 8 billion people. They're going to need at least 8 billion, probably more like 50 billion a year of animals to kill if you want to sustain the entire world as hunters. So we're back to square one. We're back to factory farming, which is killing billions of animals per year, versus veganic agriculture, which has the potential to kill 0. And at the most, maybe a few million. So, and none of those animals that die in crop fields are rights violations. Vegans aren't taking away the mouse's rights to life because we don't control what they do.
You control the pesticides that they're eating in the crops.
You don't control if they eat them or not.
How is a mouse supposed to know that there's a pesticide in what would be their standard food?
Well, farmers have a right to protect their crops, don't they? How is a burglar supposed to know that there's a booby trap in the door? Well, I'm sorry, but the burglar doesn't have the right to take away my stuff in my house, just like a mouse doesn't have the right to take away my crops.
I guess it's valid. I hear your point. It still sounds like you are way chiller with killing varmint than domestic animals or farm animals.
For the reasons I mentioned. It's not a rights violation.
But it is. We are absolutely. We know that it's
Not a
killing
right
them. That's what a
violation.
pesticide is. What's the definition of a pesticide?
Andy, do you think when a bug hits your window when you're driving, do you think you took away that animal's rights to life?
Yeah, I guess technically.
Do you think you're stripping them away of their rights?
It seems accidental. That's that's accidental. Is a pesticide accidental? Look at what is the term pesticide?
Exactly, it's accidental.
Pesticide.
It's something that happens.
The definition is in the word.
It's something that we don't control. It would be absurd to stop driving because there might be a bug that might hit your window. It would be
Okay, but is a
absurd.
car killed a bug killer?
Andy. It would be absurd to stop growing crops because there might be a mouse. And then in the same breath say, oh no, I get to kill a deer. That seems ridiculous. The solution is to go vegan and try our best to get to a world where less and less crop deaths occur, get to a world where less and less crops are needed to sustain our population, get to a world where less animals are being exploited, get to a world where less animals are stripped away of their rights. That's the world that we're after. The world you're after is some utopia, some dystopia, where everybody's a hunter, we're all Tarzan, and billions of animals are being stripped away of their rights and exploited every day for no reason. That's the difference.
I don't like. I'm not leaning that everybody should be a hunter, but more sustainable, grow your own crops. Absolutely, that less pesticide involved.
But it's not
practical.
Sure. But it's impractical to think everybody's going to grow their own crops.
It's not that impractical. I lived in Chicago,
It's
in the city
impractical
of
in
Chicago,
today's
and
world.
had 4
I'm
chickens.
sorry, sir. I'm
Okay,
sorry, sir.
like that's not. It's not
sorry.
impractical.
It is impractical in today's world to think everybody should grow their own crops. First of all, I live in an apartment complex. I don't have land. So it would be impossible to think that that's going to be practical for everybody. But I agree with you that there are better ways to be vegan than not. But you could still be vegan and have animal deaths occur in crop fields that are beyond our control. We can't be perfect. We can do the best we can to minimize. And that's what you're not doing, and that's what I am doing.
I just think that the pesticides are an issue. Like they go against your whole argument.
Okay, so what's your solution to pesticides?
As I said, people have to take it upon themselves. Grow food, go hunting.
Okay,
it's more ethically sourced.
So you want the billions of people who don't have land to suddenly find land and grow crops?
You're the one who's bringing up a utopia, man. I'm talking about a better utopia.
Andy, look. I asked you for a solution, and what you told me was, let's all grow our own crops. That comes with it a myriad of issues. Where's the land going to come from? Where are people going to learn all these things to grow crops? What if there's certain environments where people
Didn't you talk about vertical farming and hydroponics?
That's why imports are needed for today's world. That's why we have to import crops.
You're the one that brought up hydroponics and vertical farming.
How about the fact that there might not be enough room to grow these crops, or variation in the food to grow to feed yourself. There are many issues that arise from this when it's way better for the globe to just be vegan, reduce our crops, and we can all be vegan and in the same time. There's no reason to do what you're doing. You don't have a valid solution that would reduce rights violations.
I don't think you understand what a pesticide is, and you can't say it's not a rights violation when you a pesticide is intended to kill. That's the whole point. It's in the definition.
Right.
That's a rights violation. It's intended to kill.
No, the reason why it's not a rights violation is because we aren't the ones who are making the mouse move into the pesticide-ridden area. We're not forcing the mice to go there, right? Just like when it comes to the burglar, I'm not forcing a burglar to get booby-trapped. But if it does, that's not a rights violation because look, that burglar was trying to take away my stuff in my house, just like the mice was trying to take away my crops. Right? We think it's okay for a farmer to protect their crops. It's okay for us to use pesticides so that we can be alive. If you were in my crop field, I would put pesticides to protect people like you from eating my crops. And it would still be okay because it's my crops, it's my farm. You don't have the right to steal my stuff. Okay?
Yeah, okay. All right. The thing is, I'm very open to veganism. I've considered it before, but I just don't think that this is I don't think you've won me over. I was hoping I'd find someone to win me over on this argument, and you have not done that.
You're just saying that. I know why you're saying that. You're saying that because you just don't want to change. You don't care about changing. You just want to maintain what you're doing. That's fine. We all do.
No, it's because I find one way of living more sustainable.
In what way is shooting billions of animals per year sustainable?
What do you mean shooting?
How do you think hunting is more sustainable?
What if I'm sourcing from a farmer's market?
Andy,
you don't know where I get my food.
Andy, listen. It's not about sustainability purely. Veganism isn't just, we're more sustainable, therefore it's better. What we're saying is it's more ethical. It is not ethical to hunt anybody, but it is ethical to be vegan, which is reducing exploitation, reducing death. You're maximizing death, we were reducing it.
That's where I'm unconvinced, though. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if based on what I'm reading here, it seems that there's plenty of varmint killed and bugs, since you brought up bugs being animals.
Andy,
it seems like there's way more animal death due to pesticide than there are to farmers and hunters.
Okay. If everybody were to hunt in the world, how many animals would die per year?
How am I supposed to give you that number?
Oh, so you don't know if your solution's better or killing less animals. Well, I can tell you the answer. The answer is about 90 billion. That 90 billion animals is how many animals...
That sounds like it was sourced from just some...
USDA. Humans kill more than 90 billion land animals and about 2 trillion aquatic animals per year.
That's completely speculative stat. You have no way of... That's not a real stat.
It's not speculative. This is based on the Sentience Institute. This is based on USDA numbers. It's based on numbers that are valid. Under your view, if everybody were to become a hunter, that would be way more animals, not just in terms of hunting, but how about all the excess stuff that you have to grow crops for? Cheese, dairy, milk, all those things. That you have to grow crops for. All those cheese, dairy, milk, all those things. The point is that if you actually want to actually calculate these numbers as a utilitarian, which I'm not even utilitarian. I don't think that whoever kills the least is better. I think that's not the right way to do it. But you'll find that if you add up all the numbers between animals that die for hunters versus vegans, it's way less for the vegans. But even if that was the case that we kill more animals, I still think it's ridiculous to think that we get to exploit others because we're killing less. That's nonsense.
Yo,
Hey,
what's up, bro? So give it to me. What's your stance? I want to really know and dive into what we're talking about here.
yeah, can you justify eating animals?
Well, for one, they're a resource. They've always been a resource for protein, sustenance.
Yeah, so are you. So do I get to slaughter you now because you're a protein source?
There are islands out there where they're eating each
No,
other.
that's not what I said. I don't care about a fucking island. In your eyes, you're a resource to me. Do I get to slaughter you?
Well, you're kind of deflecting. That brings it into a different. That brings it into a different argument.
People are resources. We are protein ridden. We are full of nutrients. Human meat has tons of nutrients in our bodies. Humans are extremely nutrient dense. We are the most nutrient dense meat there is on the planet. Does that mean we get to slaughter people because they have nutrients? Yes or no? Please unmute your mic.
So if I'm just gonna keep getting muted this entire time, this isn't a debate.
Yes or no?
If I'm not able to respond, it's not a debate.
Please unmute your mic.
So if I'm just gonna keep getting muted this entire time.
You're getting muted because you didn't answer the question, right? You're just skipping the question. You're just avoiding it, right? That's why I mute people. If you actually think about what you said and what I said, you'll realize how inconsistent you're being.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you?
Okay.
So I think exploitation is okay because of capitalism. There's a lot of money to be made in animal farming.
Well, there's more money to be made in plant-based farming. Did you know that plant-based industries are one of the fastest growing industries in the world? And did you know that if we all were to go vegan, we would actually save trillions of dollars per year globally because of things like the environmental damage caused by eating meat? We can reduce that damage. We could also reduce health damage to our bodies. And there's studies upon studies about showing this, that we would actually save trillions of dollars per year if we all were to go vegan.
Yeah, you're right, but we are not there yet. We will get there. But
So your argument is shit, right? You agree? Your argument's shitty because veganism can actually
it
be
is
better
not
for the economy?
shitty. You are asking what is justifying eating animals. For now, it's capitalism. For now,
What
capitalism justifies.
I addressed your argument. I showed you why, if you are concerned about economics, go vegan, because veganism is better for the economy because it reduces damage for the environment, it reduces cost to the healthcare system, and it saves us trillions of dollars per year. You can't get that from producing meat. And by the way, we would actually save money from the subsidies. Did you know that we subsidize the farming industry, the animal farming industry, billions of dollars per year? Dozens of billions of dollars. That money can go into humans if we were to go vegan. So your argument is collapsing in front of your face.
Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't want to be abrasive, but sometimes people are abrasive, and I got to be abrasive back to get them to listen. Hello, are you there? Hello. All right. I think he just wants to leave.
Hello.
Hi.
What's going on? So, I want to speak on the average hunter-gatherer real quick. Your biggest thing, you're about animals living and not slaughtering. First of all, a real hunter doesn't slaughter. They kill just enough to provide for their family. I'd like to start with that. Now, if we're talking about mass slaughtering of animals to put in grocery stores, yeah, that's pretty crappy, and the process is terrible. That being said, are you familiar with population control? Or population in general?
Yeah, how old are you, Austin?
Okay, I'm 30. How old are you?
So, first of all, killing an
I
animal
wasn't
is slaughtering it.
I wasn't finished. I asked the question. You're always about big people not answering your questions.
It's
I asked the
irrelevant.
question.
It's
Are
relevant.
you familiar with population and population control?
Yeah. Now, can you
Okay.
justify slaughtering animals now?
Can I finish what I gotta say? Okay. Do you know what happened to animals if there was no hunters? The population
they'd be
would
way
get so
better
out
off.
of control.
They wouldn't be slaughtered.
No, it would get so out of control that they wouldn't be enough food to go around, and they would all be starving and malnourished. Animals have to. You can't just let them run
Austin,
free and do
all right,
whatever.
Austin. So which animal do we must hunt to make them healthy?
No, I'm just asking you. Do you know what would happen?
Austin, which animal must we hunt to make
Okay.
the population healthier?
All animals, to an extent, have to die in a way to make them healthy, whether it's accidental, whether it's natural, whether it's on purpose. If the population is not in check in some kind of way.
Okay.
And that being said, the
Austin,
average
Austin,
hunter-gatherer
Austin,
is not going to
Austin,
kill enough
Austin,
animals to be
Austin.
slaughtering them.
Austin, which animals in particular must we hunt to make their population healthy?
Okay. Again, I'm not referring to we must specifically hunt any type of animal. The average population cannot be out of control. Hunting is a portion
great,
of that.
Austin.
Hunting,
Okay, great.
hunting in general
So then go
is a
vegan. Then go vegan, Austin. Vegans are not the ones breeding these animals by the billions every year. Do you understand that we breed 90 billion animals per year just for you to slaughter? You see? You're the one causing overpopulation, not vegans. Now, I suppose you're talking about hunting deer. Deer hunting doesn't stop their overpopulation. The reason why deer are overpopulating is because of urban development. People are developing these housing places where they're digging all the trees, they're destroying the trees, making deer love these areas where they get to go feed on these small bushes and branches because they can see predators more, right? When you cut the trees down, you're able to see further away. So deer love those areas. They love going near neighborhoods. We're also hunting the big guys, which also proliferates more deer to be present. The hunting issue, that's a band-aid. Hunting an animal is a band-aid to solving their overpopulation. There are better solutions. Fencing, better development practices, contraception. Those are all better solutions that are non-fatal, that better protect the species. So in both cases, as far as I'm aware, it is not the best solution to just go with a gun and go boom, boom, boom like a barbarian. That's not going to help anybody. So try again. Try again. You have to click the microphone button. We cannot.
All right. Well, the other guy was right. It's not a debate if you just mute people, and you can't mute people and spat out misinformation and not know. First of all, trying to say deer prefer to be out in the open because they can. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, dude. You know nothing of animals and animals that are hunted. If you think they like to be out in the open and that urban development is causing overpopulation, sir, that is not even a speck of it.
So then, what is causing
And
overpopulation?
you also went right back to speaking.
No, Austin.
Where's the mute button? How do I mute you, sir? How do I mute you? Like you keep going right, but you also, in the very beginning, right back.
First of all, you're incorrect. I can provide you many sources that show deer are overpopulating because of urban development issues. But let's try again, Austin. What justifies hunting deer when there are ways to not kill them, but still control their populations just fine? Please provide the reason to slaughter animals, slaughter others. You're muted. You have to unmute yourself, sir. So here's a source on Realtree. It says deer habitats, urban development can create better habitats for deer, leading to overpopulation. There you go. There's one source. Another source, Association of Fish and Wildlife. Urban deer overpopulation. Right? It's the two largest communities there. Impacts and management of white deer in urban populations. Urbanized landscapes can provide refuge for growing deer population. This is a study. That's the study by NC State Repository. So I gave you three sources that oh, he left. He ran away. He ran away. Look it up. Impacts and management of white-tailed deer in urban landscapes. It's a review by Dwayne Hawley in 2023 by North Carolina State University. I gave the source. He didn't. And he complained. They just want to yap. They just want to yap, right? They just want to yap. I could give you sources. You just ask me to give a source and I'll give it to you. But don't complain.
Yes. Hello?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing okay. Fan of yours. Nice being up here. What is it? What is a right? Is a right mind dependent or mind independent?
Everything, rights are mind dependent, yeah.
So
not what justifies slaughtering animals now.
The fact that animals don't have the ability to understand societal constructs and rights themselves.
Well, neither do babies. Do babies understand rights?
No, but I think it's different between the animal and the baby.
Okay, what's the difference then?
Babies are needed for society to progress further. If we were to get rid of all of our babies, we wouldn't have a society.
Well, we don't have to have more babies, and the way we do the numbers we do. Do you think?
Yeah, but we need babies to continue society, though.
But we don't
So
need
babies
to.
are important.
We don't need to breed so many babies into existence. So do you think?
Well, I'm not suggesting that we.
Sir, Daya, listen.
All right, sorry.
Do you think it would be okay to kill the babies we don't need to sustain our population?
I don't know what is needed or not needed to sustain the population exactly. I don't know why we would slaughter babies.
There's a reproduction rate that needs to be met. There's a fertility rate that needs to be met. Let's say this fertility rate is met, the threshold is met, and we're 1% more, 2% more. Do we get to kill those 2%? Do we get to kill those 2% babies that are unneeded to sustain our population?
Hold up. So you're saying that there's a certain amount of people that could have babies that will be beneficial for society. You're
Right.
saying that if we were to have more babies, that will be 2% more than what we deem as needed
Right.
for society.
Right.
You ask me, should we slaughter these
Yeah.
babies? No, because I don't see how they will be not beneficial to society. This more than 2%, we will find a way for them to
They're just
participate
going
in
to
our
call us
society.
over.
Right?
They're just going to call us overpopulation, right? We already are overpopulated, right?
What,
So do we get
what
to
does that
kill
mean?
people?
Overpopulated.
Do we
What-
get to
what is
murder
that? I don't-
people? Do we get to kill off people, turn them into burgers if they
I
don't?
don't,
We
I don't
need-
know what overpopulated is, because in here in America, I mean, isn't
Oh, so how do you know what overpopulation is in the animals?
you said what?
So then, how do you know what overpopulation is in the animals?
Well, I don't know what overpopulation is in animal. I never said anything about overpopulation. You brought up overpopulation first. I'm saying animals don't have the ability to understand social constructs, and babies are needed for society. They're necessary for society. You understand what I'm talking about? Like, I'm caring
Yeah.
about society and
We
value
don't need
society.
anybody. We don't need babies for society.
Well, we need babies to grow up so they can participate in our society, right? Don't you agree with that?
Only to a sufficient degree. Anything beyond, again, that's why I raised that. Anything beyond that, would you murder them? And you said no. So that's not a good reason to kill animals.
Hold on, wait.
Because we
But
don't
you
do
understand why I said no, right?
Yes, you're saying no because we need them for society.
Yeah, they would still be beneficial. So we wouldn't kill the babies when they grow up. That would be 2% more because they would be beneficial.
Why would they?
for
Why
society.
would they be beneficial in a way that animals cannot be?
Animals cannot because they don't even have the ability to determine what is a society or what is a right. Therefore,
Okay, so
I'm not
so the
the
people
ability
so
to
the so the people that are disabled or they're babies, they don't have any ability to contribute to society. We get to kill them?
well, not babies, because babies can participate to society. You saying disabled humans? Can we? What were you saying?
They have no potential to be contributing members to society. Do we get to
Babies
kill them?
do. They grow up, but you're talking about fully adult human beings who. Do you understand what I'm saying about the babies, right? You gotta concede that point at least. You at least gotta give me
No,
that.
you're confused. What you're saying is babies are needed for society and they have potential to grow. I'm saying, what if the babies don't have potential to become contributing members to society? Do we get to kill those babies?
So we will be able to determine while they're babies that they won't be functional to society at all.
It's a yes or no. It's a yes or no. Do we get to kill the babies we don't need?
I don't. What? Do you understand? You didn't answer my question about how they will be, how we would determine if they will be able to participate in society in the future. I don't know how we will make that determination.
I explained to you. You said these babies will go into society and make the world a better place. Okay. Well, how about the people who don't do that? How about the people that don't make the world a better place?
Okay, I can deal with people, but you can't go back to babies.
To kill those people.
All right, we can do people though. We can do people. Okay, so if people who are fully adult can't participate in society, or they don't have the mental ability to participate in society, you're saying, is it okay to murder them?
Right.
I wouldn't murder them.
Okay, then there's a contradiction, right? You're saying you would kill animals because they don't contribute to society, but then you wouldn't kill people.
No, I didn't say I would kill animals. I didn't say I would kill animals.
So then what justifies killing the animals? But
their
not
lack
people?
of ability to understand rights that you say are more independent and participate in society. What I'm saying, if somebody who was a fully adult human being couldn't participate in society and didn't understand rights, I wouldn't personally kill them. But if you wanted to, that's all. That's all. Or if somebody were, I don't understand.
Look, I think you're extremely confused here. I'm asking you to justify why you get to kill an animal. You have said, "Oh, we need babies to survive." Okay, I can grant you that. But how about the babies you don't need? And you said, "No, we shouldn't kill them." So again, what's the difference between the animals that we don't need for society and the people we don't need for society? What's the difference? Why do you get to kill dogs and animals but not people?
Okay, I think I was like way far off. When you say get to, what do you mean by get to? Have the ability to, or is it right or wrong for me to? Is that what you mean?
What justifies
because I can
being morally okay?
The fact that it would be morally okay would be that there is nothing wrong with it.
I know. I'm asking you what justifies that action, right? What justifies slaughtering animals when it's not needed?
Well, you keep saying justification as if there is some right, or like if me and you were to meet each other and we were to face off and one of us were to not return, I don't see what would be right or wrong, or if anybody will be contributing or will doing something right or wrong, because I don't know what will you be using to judge right or wrong based off of someone ending someone else's existence.
Okay. We're going based off of your ethical framework, right? This is an internal critique. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, but I don't. That my ethical framework is.
So you don't have to invoke my judgment. We're invoking your judgment and yours only.
No,
Under your view, you think it's okay to kill a dog or a pig, but not a person. Why? What's the difference?
Well, I never said it wasn't okay to kill a person. I'm trying to explain to you that you saying something is okay or get to or justify. What I'm saying is you saying that it's okay or you get to or justify is you just explaining what's happening in reality, and I don't view it as something that.
Holy gibberish. I'm sorry, I just couldn't deal with that, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't know what he was saying. Guest, if you're listening still, please go back to the drawing board and have a more concise argument, right? A more concise view. Because that was just crazy. All right, let's have one more person here.
Yeet. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to be a prick like some of these other people are, but I will say that you are extremely overly sensitive, and your moral standards, your on other people, not listening to anyone. You're not. You do realize that animals are under the animal umbrella, right?
So are you.
I'm sorry, say that again?
So are you. You're also an animal, sir.
Right. That's what I just told you. I said that humans are under the animal umbrella.
So are
And
you. What's your point? What's your point here, sir?
my point is that you're not letting others speak. You're portraying your feelings and your morals as though they are better than everybody else's. Okay. What you're also doing is that you're off. Go ahead.
Great. So let's do a comparative analysis on our morals, on our moral frameworks. In my view, it's wrong to kill dogs and people and pigs and chickens. In your view, is it wrong to kill dogs?
Yes, it is.
Okay. In your view, is it wrong to kill a pig?
For food, no.
Oh, so if I were to eat a dog for food, that'd be okay?
Are you from? Well, wait a minute now. Are you from an Asian country? Where there it is?
No, I'm in America.
No. Listen,
I'm in America. I'm in America, sir. I'm in America. I have a choice. I have a store
okay,
next to me.
great. Everybody has their own set of morals. Okay. Everybody has their own set of emotions.
I understand that, Jones. I'm asking you about your morals now, right? In your view, is it wrong to kill a pig? And you said no, right?
It is not wrong to kill a pig for food.
Okay. So is it wrong to kill a dog for food? If I had a dog farm in my backyard right now and I were to slaughter dogs, would that be good to you? Do you think?
It would be wrong. No, number one, it would be wrong. Number two, it would be highly illegal.
Okay, let's say it was legal. Let's say it was legal. Would it be wrong, in your view, morally, to slaughter dogs for food in my backyard?
Well, I'm 48 years old, and from the time that I was born, dogs have been a household animal, domesticated, just like cats. So,
and just like
using
pigs.
dogs and cats, no,
and just like pigs are domesticated too.
See, you're totally backwards here. You're trying to use dogs and cats as an example. And you can't use cats and dogs as an example. That's where you're wrong.
Why not?
Why do
you get to kill pigs, which are domesticated animals and can be pets too, but not dogs? What's the morally relevant difference
between pigs and dogs?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No, seriously, listen to yourself. No, have you ever actually sat down and listened to one of your lives and listened to yourself talk?
Can you show the difference? Can you show the difference, sir? Instead of
I don't think you understand the words that are coming out of your mouth. I don't think you do. You're comparing dogs.
Run away?
Which
so you're gonna run
you're
away?
comparing. I answered your question 3 times, Mike.
Okay, great. So then, what's the difference morally between pigs and dogs?
You're comparing pigs and dogs. Dogs are domesticated. Dogs are family animals. Dogs are in our family.
So are pigs.
Okay.
So are pigs.
You talk of you. So are you again? You don't listen to yourself.
My friend has a pet pig.
Of course, dude. Bro, some people have pigs as pets. Some people also have lions and tigers as pets.
Right.
So what's your point?
So why do you get to slaughter them? Why do you get to slaughter dogs but not pigs? I mean, why do
Because
you get to slaughter pigs but not dogs?
Because that's our choice. That's everybody is an individual. All right. You say that animals have rights, right? You say that
Yes.
animals have rights and that we should not kill animals, right?
Right.
But yet you believe in my body, my choice. Make it make sense, Mike.
Because
You
my
don't believe in
body
killing
is.
animals. No, listen. When I'm finished, you can continue. You can kick me if you want. But for God's sakes, listen to somebody for a minute. You think that animals have rights, but you don't think babies have rights.
No, I think that the mother's body supersedes the baby's rights. That's the difference.
Make it make sense, Mike. Do babies
Because
have rights?
do you think we should force people to give birth?
Do babies have rights?
Jones, do you think we should force women to give birth?
Of course not. There are
Okay,
exceptions. Yes,
so
I
there you
agree with
go.
that.
There you go. We shouldn't force women to give birth to babies that they don't want. So that's what
Right.
justifies abortion. Now, what justifies you stuffing pigs in gas chambers, but not dogs?
Now, wait a minute. No. You see, you're backtracing your steps here because you specifically said my body, my choice. Okay, you said nothing about exceptions, Mike.
Okay. In my eyes, the mother's bodily autonomy supersedes the baby's. Period. Now, can you justify slaughtering pigs?
For food, Mike. I don't understand what other word you want me to use here.
Okay, Jones. So can I eat dogs for food in my backyard and slaughter them?
That eating dogs is not in our moral standards.
Why not?
You don't get
Why
it.
is it wrong to kill dogs?
Why
but okay
not?
to kill pigs?
Why?
What's the difference?
Why not? Why weren't animals put in the Declaration of Independence, Mike?
Jones, are
You
you
you,
okay?
you sit here and you say that animals have rights as though that they have their own Bill of Rights.
All right, Joan, let me ask you this then. If I were to grab a puppy in my hand and start stabbing it in the neck, would that be a rights violation to you? Do you think the dog has the right to life?
Animals have animal rights, yes, but they do not have our rights.
There you go. Thank you, Joan.
They have
rights. They have rights. They have animal rights. They have animal rights.
They have animal rights to what we've created in our own minds.
Thank you. I agree.
I
agree. I'm with you.
You're not listening. They have rights to what we've created in our own minds.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Now,
Okay.
what justifies taking the rights of a pig?
You have created rights for animals based on your morality.
Jones, let's try this again. What justifies taking away the rights to life of a pig?
It's for food. Again, for the fifth time, I'm going to say pigs are food.
Okay, why are pigs food but not dogs?
Because it's not in our moral compass. Why don't you get it?
I know that, but I'm asking you why. What's the difference between the pig and the dog that justifies eating the pig but not the dog?
I don't know. How about you ask Muslims why they don't eat pork?
Can you answer now, Jones, instead of the Muslims who are not here? Can you answer?
Yeah, ask them why they don't eat pork.
No, I'm asking you, Jones. Why do you not consume
It's
dogs?
it's a moral compass. It's
I
a
know, but
moral
I'm showing
compass.
you why you're inconsistent. Your moral compass
No,
is inconsistent.
no, I'm not inconsistent.
Okay, so then
No, you're inconsistent. You're inconsistent because your whole argument this whole time has been about a domesticated animal, Mike.
So are pigs domesticated?
There is nobody in your chat right now that would say it's okay to eat a dog. Listen to yourself.
I agree. So then why is it okay to eat a pig? What's the difference?
I'm not going to answer that question because it's a stupid question.
Well, then
because you're comparing you are comparing a domesticated animal.
Jones, you're being inconsistent.
You are comparing. Go ahead. I'm going to let you continue. Go ahead. Since you don't let anybody else continue. Go ahead.
The point is that you have not shown a distinction between the animals of a pig and a dog, such that it would warrant the right to kill the pig, but not the dog. That's why you're being inconsistent. Do you understand? You can say they're domesticated, but so are pigs.
Well, pigs, pork, whatever you want to call it, they're in the 4 food groups. Is a dog in the 4 food groups?
I know they're the food groups, sir, on the little chart.
Is
But the
a
problem
dog
is that
in the
more,
food group?
no,
Is a dog in the food group? Then you
no.
can't use it as a comparison, Mike.
Okay, Jones.
You
I'm asking
you
you
are completely.
why, Jones. I'm asking you why you put pigs in the food chart, but not the dog. Why? What's the difference?
I don't know. I didn't create the nutritional
I
chart, Mike.
understand that. I understand that. But why do you think you have the right to kill a pig, but not a dog?
Because we don't. You're asking an open-ended question here, Mike. Because we don't eat dogs.
I know you don't
We
eat
don't
dogs.
eat dogs.
I know,
Why?
Jones.
Why is
I
that?
know, Jones.
Why
I
is?
know. Jones, listen to me. I know you don't eat dogs. I know your mommy and daddy told you it's wrong to eat dogs, but okay to eat pigs. But I'm asking you why? What really is the difference here between the pig and the dog? What's the trait that distinguishes these two beings such that you get to slaughter one but not the other? In my eyes, I don't see a difference. Pigs are domesticated, pigs are conscious, pigs are smart. So, why is this injustice occurring? Why this inconsistency, in your view? Name the trait between these two beings, the pig and the dog. What's the distinction that is sufficient enough to warrant slaughtering the
Wait a
pig?
minute. Whoa. Did you seriously mute me to force me to listen to you?
You can run away, Jones, if you want to, but can you answer the question?
You muted me because you didn't like what I was saying.
No, because it's irrelevant. So can you try to answer the question this time that is actually relevant to this conversation? What justifies slaughtering pigs, but not dogs?
And I will repeat myself again because we don't eat dogs.
I know you don't.
We
but
don't
what
eat.
justifies
We don't
eating
eat cats.
I know that, Jones. I know you don't eat the dogs, but I'm asking you what justifies not eating dogs but eating pigs? What's the difference?
If you eat dogs, eat dogs.
That's not what I'm asking you, Jones. I'm asking you what the difference is in your eyes between the pig and the dog.
And in my eyes, I just answered that about 10 times.
Say it again.
Because we don't eat dogs.
That's not a trait, though, right? I know you don't eat dogs. I'm asking for the trait between these two beings, not your actions. The difference is between these two beings, right? The difference between the dog and the pig. What's the difference between those two animals that justifies slaughtering those the pigs?
It's an open-ended question. You're not going to get an answer. You're not going to get an answer that you.
Just take a whack at it, Jones. Take a whack at it. Try it. Try me.
Oh shit! I'm losing service.
You're also losing this ethics battle.
All right, you there?
Unfortunately.
Did you just say an ethics battle?
Yeah, your ethical framework is inconsistent.
Okay, again, you based on your morals. This whole life is based on your morals.
Nope,
Debate a vegan, right?
It's based on yours. In your morals, why is it wrong to eat a dog but okay to eat a pig? What's the difference? In those animals, the difference not in your view.
Make another comparison because Americans don't eat dogs.
I know, Jones. Let's try one more time with you. What's the difference between those two animals in particular? What's the trait? Is there a feature in these animals? What is it about the dog that makes you say, oh, let's not harm it, but about the pig that makes you say, yeah, let's kill the pig? What's that trait?
All right. Well, number one, don't talk down to me. Okay, we're gonna get that right out of the air right now. All right, because son, you're behind that screen, and you base all of your debates on your emotions and on your self morals. And when somebody comes in here and they want to give their opinion, you shoot them down and you make comparisons to domesticated animals. That's your problem.
Well, it's the direct.
You don't even know what the correct definition of veganism is.
Jones, do you agree that pigs are domesticated?
Some, just like a tiger and lions, are some domesticated. Yes.
Okay, great. So do you think that we should kill those domesticated pigs? For food?
A domesticated pig? Of course not. But you see, you're ridiculous. You're asking ridiculous questions.
There you go.
And I think you know. I think you know that you're.
We got him. You got him. He just said it's wrong to kill domesticated pigs, which he does. So he's being hypocritical. Woo. You're welcome to veganism, Jones. Welcome.
There you go. Mute me again. Domesticated. That's the word here that you're missing.
Look, guys. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if an animal is domesticated or not. We have no right to harm them if we don't have to. There's no law of the universe that says we must kill wild animals. We must kill animals. It doesn't exist. We don't have to. They're not just objects. They're sentient. They're thinking. They're conscious. They're living. They're breathing. They have compassion. They have love. They can do all these things just like we can. And that's why I'm a vegan. Not because I'm an emotional person or, oh, I care about the dogs or I don't care as much as you think. What I do care about, though, are the principles of caring for others, not harming others, not exploiting others. That's all I care about. And that's why I'm consistent across the board. I don't want to harm pigs for the same reasons I don't want to harm a person. I'm consistent. You're not. You're picking and choosing who you want to kill, who you want to put in the slaughter chamber. That's what you're doing. I'm not. I'm done. Abortion has nothing to do with veganism, right? Abortion is a legal issue in my eyes. It's a bodily rights issue, not a ethical issue in all cases. Of course, you can think of ethical implications of abortion, but to me, the rights to my body supersedes everything else in that case, right? The rights to my life supersede others when it comes to protecting myself. What about sentient plants? Plants are not sentient. Plants are not sentient. And even if they were, vegans kill less. Vegans kill less plants. Now, there's something I also want to say about these lives. If you noticed, the people on my lives, because I'm a male, they treat me largely with some sort of respect. But I talk to a lot of female vegans that do lives as I do, and they don't get the same treatment. For some reason, people treat females weirdly different on this app, and that's wrong. So if you are a female vegan activist, don't what you're doing is extremely important and we appreciate it, and don't let other people stop you from doing that. I've gotten a lot of hate in my life, but I don't stop because of that. And yes, although it's super unfair that people treat female vegan activists so much worse. what you're doing is important to making the world a better place. And that's why you guys are super valuable. So we hear you and we appreciate you.